water, tissues. We are making this professionally.
Maybe not.
I have spoken too soon.
There was an idea
To bring together a group of remarkable films.
to see if they could become something more.
So when the world needed them, they could build the universe.
That no one else ever could.
This is the Marvel Method.
Dun, dun, dun. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 4, The Marvel Method. It is Joel and Josh.
And we're finally here, Joshua.
We're here.
End of phase 1. We've been waiting for this for a while.
We have, and we've taken a bit longer to record this than our one after the other when it came to Thor and Captain America.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Joel, important question for you. Before we get down to the nitty-gritty fun stuff, how many times have you seen this film?
I don't know. Can I just say the first time I saw this film was not the best of situations. I watched it illegally. It was the first time I watched this film, and the first entire
Really?
like half of the first scene was cut out, so I never saw the first scene. So when I watched it legally for the first time, I saw this scene. I was like, "This was never here. Is this a DVD extra?" It was.
999.
Joshua, how many?
Got a criminal announce. He watched Avengers illegally. Boy,
Joshua,
where were you?
I don't know. Well, what was this? 2011. I would have been.
I can tell you where I was. First time I watched the Savoy Cinema Nottingham. I went and I had a blast. It was amazing. A couple of days later, I went and watched it again in 3D in a different cinema in Nottingham. Now, I can tell you, the 3D is just not worth it. We'll talk a bit more about 3D in a second, but I remember where I was. Man, I had a better first experience than you on that.
Probably. I had no friends.
I had Matthew Scales, I had the K-Bomb, it's all cool. Anyway, I'm pumped for this. I've seen this film twice, exactly twice, and those were the 2 times I said it, once after the other. This was the first...
We're talking. This film came out 2011.
Of all the things I looked up for this film when it was released, I didn't.
Yeah, we watched this film in 2000. You watched this film in 2011 twice.
2012
twice.
Yes.
And have never seen it since.
No.
Oh, this is going to be exciting, Joshua.
This is going to be very... I am heavily pumped for this.
Because we did this last time. Because Captain America you hadn't watched again.
Captain America was first rewatch.
How did you find... After, we've had a bit of time now, how did you find watching Captain America for the first time after...
Rosy memories. I've enjoyed the rewatched. Do not regret it at all.
I'm really excited.
I'm very excited for this.
Can we start with the news?
Okay, so you've been dying to tell me something all train journey home,
So much
saying,
news.
I've got news. I'm like,
There
don't
was
tell me.
even a couple of weeks ago that I was like, this is good news, and I actually told you about it, but I don't think you heard it. Which is
Okay,
amazing.
I've puckered my really button.
So we'll start with the lowest of the low. We'll start working our way up, and we'll work around things. So we'll start with DC. Aquaman making $1 billion. So we went to see Aquaman.
Yep.
Between the last recording and this recording. What did you think of Aquaman?
I was incredibly impressed. I expected trash. I looked at the trailer. I thought, I know the entire film. It looks by the road. It looks generic army smashing. It looks dull. It looks like DC have not learned a freaking thing in all their years. But in getting to it, don't get me wrong, it was stupid. If I rewatch this, if we ever get around to rewatching it, I will be throughout the whole saying that's stupid, that's stupid, that's stupid. But it was fun. Oh my god, I came out of it smiling.
Is there anything you would compare it to in terms of films from the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
It's hard. Technically, very technically, in terms of scope, it would compare to Avengers, particularly with the big battle at the end. I think in terms of where it places, it's a hard one. I really don't think it does. Because I think DC, for better and for worse... I lied. Thank you for reminding me. The closest thing I'll compare it to is Black Panther.
Okay.
Black Panther, it has, in many respects, the same plot beats. You've got a blood of royalty usurped by another blood of royalty, who then gathers an army and comes back in a massive fight. But Aquaman was a much greater and a much more epic scale.
I enjoyed the film. I did think the thing that you liked, where it became more fun. I personally felt that it actually got a bit boring in my eyes, and actually it became very samey and very much I know what's about to happen.
Yep.
But actually, looking back on it, and I think we went to see it a week or two ago now. I actually did enjoy it as a film. It surprised me that it made $1 billion though.
Look, I think this is what the market's saying. The market is not done with superhero films. In fact, the market is saying, if you give us a film that is both funny and engaging, we will look past it being stupid as long as it has set pieces to back it up. And by God, this film had the set pieces. It was creative. Anyway,
had some interesting cast members as well. So Nicole Kidman was quite an interesting cast member. Very impressed. Willem Dafoe was in it.
The man gets everywhere. The man can go anywhere he wants.
Well, when he's the Green Goblin, like you can't go against that.
Speaking of Green Goblin, he was almost by spirit in this film.
Yeah.
Anyway,
speaking of Green Goblin, another piece of news: Spider-Man: Far From Home
la
trailers.
la 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 la.
So I'm not going to obviously. So I if you're watching this, listening to this for the first time, I don't know if you know, but Joshua doesn't watch any trailers, whereas I succumb to Marvel's
I'm
methods.
Taking a vow of non-information. So Joel messages the group chat going, "The trailer's out for for Not Far Away From Home. The trailer's out. Trailer's out." I'm like, "Is it?" I was like, "Be the hype man." He's like, "Hype, hype, hype." I'm like, "Tell us news." Hype, hype, hype. I'm like, "Okay, cool. That's all I need to know."
But actually, the rest of the news today is about trailers.
Okay.
So there are 2 trailers for Far From Home.
Are they teaser trailer? Are they trailer?
They're trailer.
Trailer. Is it trailer 1, trailer 2, or
No.
different trailers?
There's, I think, a couple of scenes different, but they're mostly the same.
Why did they put out 2?
Because one was put out by Marvel Entertainment on their YouTube channel,
Cool.
and one was put out by Sony Pictures on their YouTube channel.
Oh, that's cool.
So I thought that was really clever.
That is.
That there's like certain scenes, especially the first scene, and this is why I thought it was a completely different trailer when I first linked it to my friendship group outside of this, was the fact that because I thought that it was a completely different trailer. And I knew it was official because it was coming from Sony's. But yeah, there's 2 separate trailers for Far From Home, which really surprised me.
I wonder if that's part of like the deal of we are partners. Whereas,
I think so. It must be. I think it's got to be somewhere in there. The fact there are two trailers because they are.
Look, dude, I think that's awesome. If I was still on the hype train, and believe me, I want to be, I would definitely be all up in that. I'd be like, oh man, I would watch the first trailer, I'd watch the second trailer, then I would then Google and try to find the person who's mashed the 2 together to watch the third trailer of the first 2.
Yeah.
But that's damn cool. And you're saying it's looking good.
I'm really excited for it.
How much does it spoil about
I'm
Endgame?
not going to answer that question. And the reason being is because I really don't want to answer that question when you're in the room.
All right. Yeah.
The other big news on trailers this week is from Kevin Feige. And again, it's not this week because it happened actually quite well. I think before Christmas this happened.
We've got to get it faster at releasing these.
Kevin Feige said that every single Avengers Endgame trailer, all of the clips come from the first 15 minutes of the film.
Oh my word, that's amazing.
And this is something that I have wanted to tell you for quite a while.
I'm just sitting here blissfully in glee.
I wish I had prepared the quote he made, but
You go and look at it. I love this. The reason why I love this so much is very simple. Trailers should not spoil films. Trailers should give you a taste. In fact, I have in my free time, being a bit of a nerd, I sometimes thought if I could redo trailers, what would they be? And my personal view is I would have like different snippets of characters doing the character things outside of the film. It'd be a taster for the character in their environment. I hate trailers where I look at it and I feel like I've got the film.
So I've got the quote here.
Okay.
The reporter was told this from someone else, and then he asked Feige to confirm.
Yeah.
And he said, "I'd call it somewhat accurate, as was the case with a lot of our films. This one in particular, being able to generate a lot of excitement without giving away one of the many, many, many secrets." He said it 3 times. I think that Disney's marketing team is the best in the world, and we're able to pull it off. Disney sure has its work cut out with now only 15 minutes of footage to get a trailer from.
And that's amazing. And now it also sounds like they're doing that for the spoiler release. It means if the people who edit it can't see it, that's it.
There's more news. So this is funny. So this was on the carpet for the Golden Globes.
All right.
So he said that Doctor Strange says that line because they knew the title. They actually knew the title at the time.
I mean, look, that makes perfect sense. They wouldn't. I have no doubt that when they renamed this from Part 1 to Part 2, they knew it would be Infinity War and Endgame.
And he's also in talks with someone to produce a film about a character that I do not think you would ever guess. And my clue for you, because it's a much bigger thing, is that it's one of the Fox characters that's coming over to Marvel.
So one of the Fantastic Four?
It's not. It's a singular character.
Okay, is it Wolverine?
No.
Is it Professor X?
No. I'll give you one more guess.
Okay, well, which universe is it?
Fantastic Four universe.
Is Fantastic Four. Doctor Doom.
Silver Surfer.
Clearly, they thought he needed to be redone.
No, there is literally there's a director, he's a quite famous director, I can't remember his name, that actually has expressed interest in doing a Silver Surfer film.
Part 2.
No, a brand new.
Oh, just Silver Surfer?
Just Silver Surfer.
That's interesting. Who played the Silver Surfer? I remember this came up.
So Silver Surfer was played by Doug Byer. I think it's Doug Byer. No, it's not Doug Byer. The guy who...
I'll look it up.
Oh, man. So he also plays someone in Discovery as well, and he played the guy in The Shape of Water.
Yes, that was it. Yes, that's why he came up. Rise of the Silver Surfer, played by Doug Jones.
Doug Jones. So Doug Jones plays Saru in Discovery, which I really love. I really like Discovery, and it's coming back tomorrow, which is very exciting. Season 2, episode 1 comes back tomorrow, which kind of gives away the day we were recording this, but it's fine. And then he also played the guy in The Shape of Water.
All right, let's get down to business.
Are we ready?
Well, we're not ready.
We are phase 1, part 6.
So let me hit you with a little spam dump.
Okay.
We got a story so far. The story is that Marvel, Merrill Lynch Bank, and Paramount had a deal. There's a bit more to it than that.
Oh,
technically,
so you lied to me before.
Well, discovering more.
Okay.
This film is produced under Marvel's logo. Mm-hmm. It is distributed under Marvel's logo. Paramount get the same money that they would have got from the film anyway. 8% or 115 million, whichever is higher.
I'm confused.
Paramount basically they get to have the box office receipts from this film, even though they're not producing it.
Why?
I guess they use it as a negotiation tactic. They were saying that, fine, if you want to have control of this, fine, but we can tell this film's going to be big. We will only agree to your deal if you give us 8% from this. And oh boy, did that pay off. This was the Marvel film to break the camel's back.
How many squigillions did it make?
This made 1.5 bajillions.
Wow.
Of 220 million. That is over a 7-time budget.
So at the time...
7-time budget.
So at the time...
Hang on. When you have a 7-time box office, there is some guy in some room, someone's like, I want to shoot guns at the ceiling. And the guy's like, that'll cost money to repair. And he's like, I just made 7 times 220 million. Bang, 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 bang.
So, but yeah, at the time...
It broke...
Look, I'm just trying to think of the most... Because we're talking the most
man, this thing, when it comes to records, this thing broke them. It became the 3rd highest of all time, behind Avatar
and Titanic.
I think actually Infinity War.
No, at the time.
At the time, yeah.
Infinity War. If it was a couple of years later.
Yeah. No, you're right.
No, Titanic and Avatar, which are both James Cameron films, so it must have. So at the time, it became the highest grossing non-James Cameron film of all time.
Yeah, and it's still
what?
Like it broke. It basically broke every record. It broke... Oh, right. Yeah, it just broke the list of records. I didn't even bother writing them down. It just broke them. Like, per country, per this, per that. It's got like a fat paragraph. When it comes to awards, it didn't get 1. Didn't get 5. It got 13. 15, sorry. It got 15 awards. One of them was an Academy Award for visual effects.
Oh, was this the first Academy Award that Marvel Studios have owned?
You're going to have to look that one up, mate.
I'm pretty sure it must be.
I wouldn't be surprised. It broke all the records. Anyway, this is a film about the Avengers coming together, but hot damn is the production of this film about the Avengers coming together. The original writer for this was Zach Penn.
Okay. What had he done before?
I don't know. He done a bunch of X-Men stuff, didn't he?
He actually wrote The Incredible Hulk.
The first one or the new one?
As in, the one that was in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, yeah, that was it. Anyway, so he wrote that. He wrote a bunch of different stuff, and he wrote the first draft. And when...
oh my goodness. Just
that?
Sorry, just to interrupt, going back. Avengers 2012 film has its own Wikipedia page for the awards it won.
That's a good sign.
Wow.
Nominated for won quite a lot of them.
It was nominated for 13 People's Choice Award. That's
alone.
incredible.
Alone. Anyway, Joss Whedon came into the room when he was being offered the job, and he was shown Zach Penn's script.
Yeah.
He looked at it, and Kevin Feige was like, "So what needs to be done to this?" And he said, "Nothing needs to be done to this. You need to pretend it never happened." Hated it.
Wow.
Hated it. He went away. He came back with a 5-page treatment about what he wanted, and Marvel said, "Done. We'll hire you, provided you do these 3 things. Firstly, must be Avengers and Loki. Secondly, you must have a battle between the superheroes in the middle, and thirdly, battle against the villains in the end." How badly do you want someone that you tell him your key groundings for this story is that it has to be the obvious things about the story? You must have the people we want in it. They must fight each other at one point and fight bad guys. How badly do they want it?
I think you missed out a key point from the story there, Joshua.
What did I miss out?
You know this 5-page script that he brought back? Do you know what the name of it was?
No.
It was called Avengers Some Assembly Required.
Yes, I did actually write that down. Very funny.
Very
because
good.
he was very disappointed with the thing. Now, even though Zach Penn didn't do any more writing of the script, he still has joint credit for the story. And Joss Whedon was very unhappy about that. But they started bringing the cast together. Edward Norton, he was out. So Zach Penn has been dropped as scriptwriter. Edward Norton initially said he was interested. He was dropped as the Hulk.
Why? Do we know?
Yes. Basically, Marvel put out quite a terse statement saying that they believed they wanted someone who could better represent the Hulk, and so they picked... Oh, that's awful. Mark Ruffalo.
Thank you.
And Edward Norton initially was like, "Man, that sucks." Followed by, but I really said I didn't want it because I didn't want to be known for one character, the Hulk. Sif sobbed here. He didn't say that, but I kind of imagine he did. Don't sue me. Anyway, and actually Mark Ruffalo's performance got the most acclaim out of anyone in this film.
I'm not surprised. You did very well.
They said basically, and I can kind of see it, they said he brought humanity to a character who in a way is not that. And by putting him in, as opposed to Mark Ruffalo sort of mooding and brooding, they set him apart. And I think it was fantastic. What was interesting is that, so Loki was always going to be the villain, but it was debated whether or not at some point Red Skull should be the villain. And they debated at some point, should there be multiple villains? They didn't know if Loki, a British guy, could just hack being the villain on his own. Oh, they put it together and they're like, yeah, actually, this works.
As you might have noticed from last episode, I'm a big Red Skull fan. I think Red Skull is a fantastic character. And that would have been very exciting.
It would have been it would have made sense too. You've got the Tesseract, it's a perfect time for Red Skull to come back, double whammy. I think it would have worked quite well, but I don't think it's bad that he wasn't.
No.
Feige in interviews was still talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe as it's just science you don't understand. So people were saying, will Thor work next to Captain America and Iron Man? And said, oh, it's not magic, it's just fantasy science. They still haven't gone on to this, it's actually just magic. But what's also interesting is that the scriptwriters, Joss Whedon, when he's like, these characters, or even Zach Penn, he's like, these characters don't belong together. You start writing them, you're like, these guys should not be next to each other, let alone a team. And that was what actually influenced the story, this idea of people who shouldn't be on the same room, let alone on the same team, actually having to discover that this is what family means to them. There was also a screenwriter strike in the 2017-2018.
Yeah, so the SAG Guild.
They had to negotiate with them to keep making these films. Also, I'll get onto that trivia later. Gwyneth Paltrow.
Okay, so I was going to say that we don't talk about any of the cast because it's just such a big cast. And I don't
just her.
Okay, so we'll talk about Gwyneth Paltrow.
I was going to leave that open to you. Cause
did you get that?
I did.
Oh, go on, you go for it.
So she wasn't meant to be in the film. The film was meant to be about solo heroes only, but she was in the film because Robert Downey Jr. says, I want her. And they were like, fine, you got her.
To be fair, when he's the godfather of this story.
And when Tony Stark's like, yeah, I want her in it, then it's like, fine, we can make it happen. And the last thing I will say on this film is the working title of this film. It was filmed and released to cinemas under the name of Group Hug, which is perfect.
I think that's great, and Joshua, I think a group hug is the way we should start this.
And last thing. Oh, actually no. Screw it. Let's go for it. I'll talk as we're doing.
Group hug is the way we start this off.
Group hug is the way we begin.
So, are you ready?
Let's do this, boys.
Let's do this. Oh, a rental warning. Love it.
We are renting this legally, sons, guys. Don't pirate. Support the industry. Especially Marvel. They've made $1 billion. We want them to make more. Tesseract sort of energy.
No Disney. No Paramount.
Nope.
No nothing.
Oh, no, it is shown with Paramount. Yeah, basically, Marvel had taken over, or Disney had taken over, but Paramount got this.
The Tesseract has awakened. It is on a literal...
Who's speaking here? Is it meant to be Thanos?
They would wield its power,
This is definitely Thanos' throne.
but our ally knows it's working.
No, it's the guy talking to Thanos.
Right.
Now, do you know why Thanos is in this film?
No.
Oh, that's a Loki.
And that's a Loki chapter.
This is a very trailery beginning. They're doing a lot of, like, setting up. Not sure that's a good idea. Well, not sure I like that.
What can they do?
But maybe I'm just talking with time.
You know something, I actually like it, and kind of the reason why is because they're doing it in such a way which is not...
Well, it's called setup and reveal. Like, the setup and reward. You set up the fact that you've got the tutorial army, you set up you've got Loki and the staff, and so people are like, oh yeah, I recognise that, and that's what you need.
But also, you didn't see Loki's face, so you
did,
So
but you
only the people who know, who've seen the previous films.
So people who've seen the previous films are like, oh man.
There was a sign just there that said Pegasus Project.
Ah.
Now that is a very famous project in Marvel Cinematic History. Or not Marvel Cinematic History, Marvel-related things.
Now, you hear the music right now, you should recognise it. Well, if not because it's music, because it's composed by Alan...
Alan Menken?
No, Alan Silvari.
Alan Silvari, this is the guy who does all the big...
Yep, he's the guy that did Captain America.
Oh, and it's Coulson as well.
Yep. Yeah, when you look at how the cast came together, it's like, oh man, they were signed on. They didn't know Scarlett Johansson was going to be there. She's signed on.
Sorry, Project Pegasus is this project, the project of understanding the Tesseract.
Hey, we're keeping continuity.
Sir, evacuation may be futile.
We should tell them to go back to sleep.
If we can't control the Tesseract's energy, there may not be a minimum safe distance.
Maria Hill, played by Colby Smulders, most famously known from How I Met Your Mother.
Never seen it.
Such time as the world ends, we will act.
And this is the most we've ever seen of Nick Fury in a single moment.
Clear out the tech below. Every piece of paper.
Ish. He was in Iron Man 2 a lot.
Oh, actually, that's true. You're right. We just haven't rewatched that.
No.
Now this opening scene is quite good. The car chase that happens after is a bit BS, in my opinion. This was. Why would you do that?
No, it's not funny at all. Tesseract is not only active, she's behaving.
Now, why is the Tesseract doing this?
You turn off the power, she turns it back
Because, as they're about to say, it's a door to another world, and doors can open from both sides.
I don't know. I think that's still a little BS. But it gets the story where it needs to go. It looks a bit like an arc reactor also.
It does. I think that's where he
Where's Agent Bart?
you just missed the gamma ray talk.
What did
He
it
said it's emitting gamma rays. He said that could be harmful with a straight face. Hulk reference, love it. Oh, there's Barton.
Well, I see better from a distance.
Have you seen anything that might set this thing?
Hey, today we learned Hawkeye is longer-sighted. I see better from a distance.
This oven's clean.
I think they must have crafted that based on the arc reactor.
Sure, I could go for that.
Yeah, the cube is a doorway to the other end of space, right? Doors open from both sides.
No, they don't. Have you ever tried walking into a door and it doesn't open? They don't open both sides.
I also like how quickly the film gets into this action.
No, but that's the point. Like, you're meant to have good set pieces and good openings. And this is why I think it's good for pacing. I don't like the sequence, though, necessarily. I don't think it's that amazing. This is fine, don't get me wrong. But it gets a little weird after. And in fact, even before here, it's still a little weird. But you know what? I think the rest of the film makes up for it. That's pretty. This part of the film was made by a different visual effects company.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Ireland did most of the work. And this visual effects company did the first, like, I don't know, couple of minutes. Or maybe I was wrong. Maybe they did the first, whatever. And here we go.
That's the first time I think we've seen him smile.
Smile like that. He's looking very
Sinister.
peculiar. Yeah, that's the right word. Great lighting.
Sir, please put down the spear.
Obviously, with people not knowing, that's
And-
an Infinity Stone.
Did he just grab the Infinity Stone in the staff then?
No, the staff is the Infinity Stone.
But that's not the Tesseract.
No, that's the Mind Stone. Do you not remember the whole of Age of Ultron?
What do you mean?
Okay, we'll get to it when we watch Age of Ultron. Spoilers.
That staff is the Mind Stone?
Yeah.
And Ultron and Thanos gave it to him?
Yeah.
Why would Thanos do that? Why would Thanos do that?
Don't know.
That doesn't... Now, that's something that, for continuity, does not make sense. Thanos, with all his army, why would he give someone else a gem?
I don't know. Maybe he didn't know it was in there.
That would be unusual, but I suppose doable.
Well, think about how many, in Infinity War, how many stones were used to get other stones. All of them.
But Thanos would not have given one away. Those are the most precious things in the universe.
Yeah, I see it.
I am Loki of Asgard, and I am burdened with glorious purpose.
Loki, brother of Thor.
Wrong thing to say.
An ant has no quarrel with a boot.
You planning to step on us?
I come with glad tidings of a world made free.
Free from what?
Freedom. Freedom is life's great lie.
Very American. Make the enemy anti-freedom.
But he's British.
It's an American film.
You will know peace.
Yeah, you
And actually, it does make sense that it's a Mind Stone.
I kind of think you mean the other thing.
Yeah, it does.
Direct to carry is Stalin. This place is about to blow. Drop 100 feet of rock on us. He means the barriers.
Like the pharaohs of old.
He's right. The portal is collapsing in on itself. We've got maybe 2 minutes before this goes critical.
Brother.
Would you actually have been wearing a bulletproof
Yes.
vest?
If he is the master spy that everyone knows him to be, he is permanently prepared.
Need these vehicles. Is that?
Didn't tell me.
Do you copy?
Clever girl.
Right, so you don't like this chase.
No, I think it is tacked on. They actually filmed this, by the way. They filmed the chase at the world's largest mushroom farm
Really?
to have like lots of miles of caves just to run through. It is take every car chase trope and tack it on. Marvel do good chases. This is about the only time you get a serious car chase, and it's not very good. Like, oh look, you flipped the car. You do that in every single film.
What's the best Marvel car chase?
Black Panther was pretty good. We'll have to see if there's other. In Civil War,
I'm going with Civil War.
in
I
Civil
think.
War, they had a car chase that turned into a running chase, and that's great. That is fantastic. It's dynamic. It's different. This is very bog standard. Yep, in front of the car. Oh, swerving, tires come out, hit the brake. Yeah, like it's
Reversing.
fine, but it's only fine. There is. Oh, you're in front of each other. You're shooting through a screen. This is Wanted or something like.
Here, sir. You need to go.
This is not. This is my least favorite moment in this film because it's just ordinary. Like, really? That's the best you do? You just push her out the way and that's it? I mean, that's quite cool, don't get me wrong. And there goes S.H.I.E.L.D.'s facility. was a nice moment. Samuel L. Jackson realizing, Jesus Christ, the power of this.
You know, he's the Samuel L. Jackson. This is he broke a record here.
What was this, the most highest paid actor?
No.
What?
After other than one other actor, he's the only person to repeat a comic book hero in multiple films.
What do you mean after one other actor?
So, apart from Hugh Jackman, he's the only actor at this point in time to repeat the character in multiple different comic book films. In 5 different films.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, I even forgot. I totally forgot about this helicopter crash. Like, the thing is, the blade spinning towards the camera, very tropey, very ordinary. I totally forgotten that was a thing. Why? Because it is so unnecessary.
I have men down. Hill?
A lot of men still under. Don't know how many survivors.
Sound the general call. I want every living soul not working rescue looking for that briefcase.
Roger that.
Colson, get back to base. This is a level 7. As of right now, we are at war.
Nice. Though in real military slang, the levels, the most serious level is the lowest level. DEFCON 0. Yeah, in my work they have SEV 0. Oh.
The name. The name is such an important thing.
Assemble.
So, Avengers Assemble
Yeah.
was only named Avengers Assemble in a couple of countries.
Really?
Everywhere else it was called the Avengers.
I used to think it was weird that it was called Assemble. It's perfect. Ah, Romanoff.
I forgot about this scene.
Oh, this is great. This is Marvel strapping back into their comedy
This is
scene.
the first time we've seen Romanoff on screen.
Us two in our rewatch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
На кого ты работаешь? На Ерментова, да? Он все еще думает, что мы должны через него толкнуть наш товар.
Do you even know if this Russian is actually real?
Probably is.
Nowadays, they must have to make sure that every foreign language is real.
I bet it's real. It's very easy.
Информация подводит тебя. Знаменитая черная вдова. Оказалось просто одно красивое личико.
Вы правда думаете, что я красивая?
Скажи Лермонтову, что он нам не нужен, чтобы толкнуть танки. Скажи ему, он выдал. Так... I have to write it down. Да? Это ее. Ты слушай внимательно.
We're at 114 Selensky Plaza, 3rd floor. We have an S-22 exactly 8 miles out. Put the woman on the phone or I will blow up the block before you can make the lobby. We need you to come in.
Are you kidding? I'm working.
Just take the press.
I'm in the middle of an interrogation. This moron is giving me everything.
Everything?
Look, you can't pull me out of this right now.
Barton's been compromised.
Let me put you on hold.
So, whilst this fight scene is going on, I want to talk about the casting for this film and how good of friends they became during this film.
Sure, go on.
These guys became such good friends that they used to go out at night. They were all quite young at the time. They also used to go out at night.
Sure.
They had a group chat.
Huh.
One night, Chris Evans,
Yeah.
one of the Chris's, Iron Man, not Iron Man, Captain America,
Glad you got that.
just sent the text word "assemble." Clark Gregg, who plays Agent Coulson, said that was the best text he's ever received.
Was this the call to go out?
Brief you on everything when you get back.
Yeah.
But first, we need you to talk to the
Yeah.
big guy.
That's cool.
You know this, don't trust me about
That's amazing.
I've got Storm. You get the big guy.
I think that probably means oh shit or something. Now that was nice because you see like she was like, oh, do I have to get something? Like, no, you're gonna be like, oh fuck.
And here we go. This is the first.
Funny how fear turns to adoration.
I thought you were about to say fear turns to anger, anger turns to hate, hate turns to suffering. This is the first view we get of Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah. Also, looking in a mirror, very hawkish thing to do. Look in mirror, see the reflection. Who do you see?
Must have been a clue the second he said please. He
No.
said please.
No. English is fairly common. That kind of stuff, that kind of stuff is normal. What?
Should've got paid up front, Banner.
You know, when marriage is supposed to be avoiding stress, you picked a hell of a place to settle.
Avoiding stress isn't the secret.
And what is it? Yoga?
You brought me to the edge of the city. Smart. I assume the whole place is surrounded.
Just you and me.
And is your actress funny? Is she a spy too? They start that young?
I did.
Who are you?
Natasha Romanoff.
Are you here to kill me, Miss Romanoff? Because that's not going to work out for everyone.
No, of course not. I'm here on behalf of S.H.I.E.L.D.
How'd they find me?
We never lost you, Doctor. We've kept our distance. Even helped keep some other interested parties off your scent.
Why?
Nick Fury seems to trust you.
I like what he's doing. Like, I like the shyness. I like the humility. I like the lack of boisterous sort of like testosterone. I like.
Got to. You'll see why in a second.
You've been more than a year without an
No, but I like how he's doing it. He could have very easily played as the cool, the guy that doesn't give you a wink.
Every time I get what I want.
Doctor, we're facing a potential global catastrophe.
Those I actively try to avoid.
Is the Tesseract. It has the potential.
Oh man. Well, there's no smartphones at that time.
2012 definitely were.
Fury want you to swallow it?
Wants you to find
Probably licensing.
It's been taken.
Probably.
It emits a gamma signature that's too weak for us to trace. There's no one that knows gamma radiation like you do. If there was, that's where I'd be.
So Fury isn't after the monster.
Not that he's told me.
Her hands on her leg, very close to the table,
Yeah.
Talk to Fury. He needs you. on
Why?
this.
because it's the gun underneath.
And he's gonna put you in.
Stop lying to me!
Ah, yes, of course.
But I like that they put that.
I'm sorry. That was me. I just wanted to see what you do. Why don't we do this?
She is terrified. Whatever she's heard about him, she is absolutely terrified.
Not surprised.
Make a mess.
But Natasha Romanoff doesn't get terrified. That's her pretty damn scared.
Yeah.
Stand down.
Chicken.
Just you and me.
Just you and me, eh?
Smartest guy in the room. They upgrade those for the next couple of films. No more face on the wall, hologram in the building.
I know, right?
Did you feel an overabundance of control? You're saying that this Asgard is declaring war on our planet? Not Asgard. Loki.
He can't be working alone. What about the other one? He's
Well, he
stronger.
can be working.
Intelligence says Thor is not a hostile, but he's worlds away. You can't depend on him to help you. It's up to us.
Which is why you should be focusing on Phase 2. It was designed for exactly
Phase 2
They
is
could
ready.
they could be talking about the Marvel Cinematic
Oh no,
Universe.
I was about to say they must have
Oh,
named
no.
it Phase 2 for a
This,
reason.
I forgot. This film was. They came up with the idea of this in 2003 or 8, one of the two.
Yeah.
And they bounced stuff around before they came up with it.
going to leave the fate of the human race to a handful of freaks.
I'm not leaving anything to anyone. We need a response to it.
Now, interesting. Here, they're picking up on the core of Civil War.
But I believe with the
Leave the fate of the world to a handful of freaks.
War isn't won by
She's definitely back in the following film, but I don't think he is.
one by soldiers.
He's in.
Is he in Winter
He's
Soldier?
in. Yeah. He gets. He has a bad run-in with a sniper. Then
No, we've seen this. We've seen this scene.
this was. This was the.
And I said at the time it was disappointing.
Yeah, it was.
There's not enough time. We gotta put her in the water.
You won't be alone.
Oh my god.
Considering how much he had to do that, he really got into shape.
He definitely had to bulk
Now,
up.
interesting. That scene of him on the table, mostly covered in ice. We didn't see that in the last film.
No, I don't
Ah,
think we did.
look, hang up a new one.
Trouble sleeping? Slept for 70 years, sir. I think I had my fill.
Then you should now celebrating, seeing the world.
Who has the most screen time of the original Avengers in this film?
I went under.
I don't know. Nick Fury?
Captain America,
Alright.
with 37 minutes and 42 seconds. Second, Tony Stark, 37 minutes, 0.1 second, sorry.
Someone time that.
Natasha Romanoff is third with 33,
Really?
33 minutes and 35 seconds. Bruce Banner, fourth, 28 minutes, 3 seconds.
Cool. I mean, they do, like, it's going to start making sense because they're all going to be on the screen together. This is the introduction where they're not together.
Thor, 25.52.
Mm-hmm.
And Barton, Hawkeye, 12 minutes.
That's something the world
Wow. I mean, then again, he's the reference sheet. They can have him in to make everyone else look great.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a lot we'll have to bring you up to speed on if you're in. The world has gotten even stranger than you already know.
At this point, I doubt anything.
Interesting. The last time he was awake, he was fighting the Tesseract. Now he's like, what do you mean the Tesseract is back again?
Waiting for you back at your apartment.
Do you know who was meant to be in this film instead of Natasha Romanoff?
Yes, Emily Blunt.
No, not instead of Scarlett Johansson.
Oh.
I mean, instead of Natasha Romanoff.
Oh, no, go on.
The Wasp.
Yes, he wrote them in exchange for, in case they didn't get Black Widow.
Yeah. No, is this the same suit we saw at the end of Iron Man 2? I think it is. We're about to see Stark Tower for the first time as well.
Yeah. Now, ILM rendered about 10 blocks of Manhattan in order to do this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was only late into the process that Marvel got agreement from Disney and from Sony to put Osborn Tower in the film.
Where's Osborn Tower?
It's not. It was so late in the process, like, we don't actually need something to add to the skyline. But Osborn Tower was almost in the film. So, what's the name of the guy from Aquaman?
Willem Dafoe?
Yeah, almost spiritually was in this.
Do you know what's missing from this, though?
What?
The Baxter Mansion. Baxter Tower, sorry.
What's Baxter?
The Baxter Tower is where the Fantastic Four were.
I mean, give them a break. They just about almost got Spider-Man. It's a nice suit dematerialization. It keeps upgrading, and in this film we're going towards the end, see the gimmick that becomes the entirety of the Iron Man 3. But it's a far cry from when he had to stand in the machine for like half an hour.
Of course they are. I was directly involved. Which brings me to my next question. How does it feel to be a genius?
Well, I really wouldn't know now with him.
What do you mean? All of this came from you.
No, all this came from that.
Give yourself some credit. Please. Stark Tower is your baby. Give yourself 12% credit.
12%.
An argument can be made for 15%.
12%? My baby?
I think this is the first time now where I can appreciate the way he looks as Iron Man. Because before it was the floppy hair and it was the longer beard and it wasn't great. This is now.
This is Iron Man.
This is Iron Man.
Comment about percentages in some subtle way later, aren't they?
Not gonna be that subtle.
I'll tell you what. Next building is going to say pots on the tower. Can you talk over?
Sir, the telephone. I'm afraid my protocols are being overridden.
Start with the
the life model decoy. Tony Stark.
So that's really important as well. Life model decoy, that's an Easter egg from just Marvel Comics, because life model decoys are a thing.
Ah.
His first name is Agent. Why can't he stay?
I need you to look this over as soon as possible.
I don't like being handed
That's
things.
fine, because I love to be handed things, so let's trade.
Official consulting hours are between 8 and 5 every other Thursday.
This isn't a consultation.
Is this about the Avengers? I know nothing about it.
Avengers initiative is scrapped. I thought, and I didn't even follow through.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, apparently I'm volatile, self-obsessed, don't play well with others.
That I did?
Ms. Potts, got a second?
This is the fourth film with Coulson? Third film with Coulson?
Throwing my hands in the air.
I think it's third, because he wasn't in Captain America.
I was having 12% of the money. This seems serious, but
How would you know this? Why is he filled?
what is all this?
Thor, Cap, Hulk.
Okay, so technically that is part of the MCU. That clip, only that clip, which was a good scene.
Well, what if I didn't?
If you didn't, you mean when you finished? Well,
Square deal, flashlight.
How Tony Stark is bribed to do homework. Now, who's that face in the reverse of the screen there? Oh,
Loki.
Ah.
And of course he picks up the Tesseract. Our first vision of a Quinjet as well, which is really cool.
Is this the same Quinjet?
This is a Quinjet.
Damn, I didn't realise. Okay, so this was a comic reference I didn't get.
A lot of people were. You were the world's first superhero. Banner thought gamma radiation might hold the key to unlocking Erskine's original formula.
Didn't make out his way, did it?
Not so much. But he's not that thing, though. Guy's like a Stephen Hawking. He's like a smart person.
He could have got Einstein. Oh wait, no, he wouldn't have got Einstein.
Officially. I sort of met you. I mean, I watched you while you were sleeping. I mean, I was
Creep coaster.
present while you were unconscious.
That's
Ice.
not any
Yeah,
better.
Really, it's just a huge honor to have you on board. It's,
I hope I'm the man for the job.
oh, you are. Absolutely.
They're flying really low over the ocean.
Modifications to the uniform.
Why?
Probably radar.
Design input.
If you stay low, it's radar. Radar does very well for things that are high. Against things that are low, it's hard to distinguish ocean from flying thing.
Everything that's happening. The things that are about to come to light. People like
Now there is no need for that many windows on a jet.
No.
Oh, I don't remember this. Oh, I remember the reading that they wanted to bring back Obadiah Stane's son as another enemy. Doesn't look like the Mind Stone, but it certainly affects the mind. Lovely animation. Go ILM, if that is ILM.
Let them guard themselves. I will lead them in a glorious battle.
Battle against the megabyte of Earth.
Glorious, not lengthy. If your force is as formidable as you claim.
You question us. Question him. He who put the scepter in your hand, who gave you ancient knowledge.
We've spoken about how we don't agree that he would have given the Mind Stone.
I was a king.
I mean, I say that I do not think if he knew that was the Mind Stone, he would not have given it.
That's
He-
interesting.
It will be an interesting point to look up after. Did he know he was giving away the Mind Stone? Because if Loki had just tore it off with it, Loki had just gone away from it, he would have never had anything.
Yeah.
I don't threaten. But until I open the doors,
There is an unthreatening.
until your force is mine to command. Robert was.
You will have your Tesseract is kept from us. There will be no realm, no barren moon, no crevice where he can't find you. You think you know pain? You think you long for something sweet.
I'm pretty sure we see them later.
Yep. I believe we do too.
Nice little creepy opener. Ah, the cool technobabble piece of the film. Oh, multiple Quinjets. Nice tilting cockpit. That's a cool design. Real jets. Possibly even filmed on a real carrier. Maybe just a mock-up.
Definitely filmed on a real carrier.
Could have just been a set piece. But probably.
Captain Rogers. Man,
Hi. We need you on the bridge. They're starting a face trace.
see you there.
Look up, look down.
I was around here finding you in the ice. Thought Coulson was gonna swim.
They definitely have a different relationship after this film.
Trading cards.
Well,
They're vintage. He's very proud.
I mean, it's interesting. You can almost see her trying to use casual conversation to gauge the length of them.
Yeah.
They told me you'd be coming.
Word is you can find the cube.
Is that the only word I'm in?
Only word I care about.
Must be strange for you, all of this.
Well, this is actually kind of familiar.
You might want to step inside a minute. It's gonna get a little hard to breathe.
Could this actually exist?
I was going to answer that question. The answer is no. I'm
Why?
very sorry.
Why?
There was a very short-lived YouTube series called Real Physics, R-E-E-L, where they tried to use physics to decide could things happen. The helicarrier was one of them. They basically said if we make the helicarrier as light as possible with the 4 engines with 8 blades, 2 blades each, unfortunately it doesn't produce enough lift.
Okay, but if they were to produce enough engines...
So, that, yes, if you could produce a lift, then yes, that could happen. But the problem is, as shown in the film, it doesn't have enough lift. But, don't get me wrong, this is damn cool. Like, this scene, I remember seeing it, like, I was like, yeah, it's gonna go underwater, like, oh, it's gonna go underwater, and then it takes off like, oh, this is cool. Because I'm a fan of airships, and this is like just a giant airship. A giant new airship.
With a boardroom.
I mean, boardroom's optional. Staircase is not optional. Must have staircases. What is the point of having an airship if you are not parading?
No, this is not the only time we see this. This is not the only film we see the ship in.
No, we saw it in the other Cap. But, I mean,
we saw it in Captain America Civil War.
You can't see. That's
Not Civil War, sorry. Winter Soldier.
That's the last time we see them.
No, we also see it in Age of Ultron.
Oh yeah, they bring one along.
Could this work?
Yeah. This is the kind of technology they're actively working on. The idea of basically projecting what's behind you to disguise it. Here's the thing, though. Here's the rub. Disguising it visually is almost the least of the problems. When modern people are trying to find something, they've got radar. They've got, radar mostly. The big problem is that radar can search beyond the edge of the sky. Before you can even see it, they can spot you. So, as long as this thing is immune to radar, the reflective covering is actually the least of its interests.
How long am I staying?
Once we get our hands on the Tesseract, you're in the way.
Where are you with that? We're sweeping every wirelessly accessible camera on the planet. Cell phones.
You know, there are websites out there which have a list of wirelessly unsecured webcams. You can see security rooms. Yeah, it's basically out there for, like, you need to put a password on your thing. Like, you've got security rooms, you've got swimming pools, you've got train stations, all these places that just have cameras linked up to the internet that are unsecured. Yeah, so when he says swimming pool or the wireless network, you don't even need to just pick every lock. Most of the locks are unlocked.
Wow. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Put it over there. Where did you find all these people?
Shield has no shortage of enemies, Doctor. Is this the stuff you need?
Yeah, iridium. It's found in meteorites. It forms antiprotons.
It's very hard to get hold of. Especially Shield knows you need it.
The science is really bad in this film.
there's a modicum of it, but it's not amazing.
More than knowledge is truth. I know. What did it show you, Agent Bond? My next target. Tell me what you need. I need a distraction.
Nice.
Eyeball.
An eyeball.
They've got a lot of room for this kind of thing. Most of these rooms are not this spacious. Like, you've got this space, you could fill it with something else.
Swimming pool, for instance.
What?
Who wouldn't want a flying swimming pool?
No. Like when you look at bridges of aircraft carriers of battleships, there's a lot less headroom. There's a lot less vertical room.
Gee, that is.
79%.
That's Agent Jasper Sidwell.
Where did we see him before?
Yeah, so we've seen him in one of the shorts.
Yeah.
On the way to Thor's hammer, and we also see him in Winter Soldier.
I vaguely remember this scene. What was the point of it again? Some kind of set piece.
You missed out. You missed the key response from Hawkeye.
My next target.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
A distraction and an eyeball.
Why do you need an eye again?
Well, if I were to tell you, Joshua, it would spoil the next part of the film.
Yeah, this is fair. Catsuit.
Ancient catsuit. He would not have survived that fall.
I mean, the arrow hit him in the neck. He was dead anyway. Though he should have reacted more to the impact of the arrow. Actually, if it was a very good arrow, then it didn't need to be. Looking good.
I love how he's still wearing green, even though he's in a suit.
Yeah, this is his thing.
You could have worn a green tie though, no?
I think it looks good. This is grim. Poor blimey, that's grim.
That's why he needed the eyeball.
Alright, Iridium. That's cool. No,
That's just Loki. It's not even the staff. It's just Loki.
Yeah. But which one's the illusion? Maybe he's been hiding as the illusion. This is about sending a message. Oh, that's a nice little stunt.
That was.
Keep it driving for a bit.
Kneel before me.
I said.
Rolls 19 on intimidation.
Is not this simpler? Is this not your natural state?
Why is this a thing for people? Why in stories? Why is that?
Well, freedom versus anti-freedom, control versus slavery. Interesting, we never see Loki go back to this in the future films. He always just becomes a little maniacal, that's it. This is the closest he gets to being doctrinal.
Yeah.
Basically evil, chaotic evil as opposed to chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
Not to men like you. There are no men like me. There are always men like you. Look to your elder people.
Lots of Hitler references without actually mentioning the word Hitler.
Hey, you're in Germany, you got to.
No, you know when you go to Germany, don't mention the war.
You know, the last time I was in Germany and saw a man standing above everybody else, we ended up disagreeing.
The soldier. A man out of time.
not the one who's out of time.
Loki, drop the weapon and stand down.
I think you're right about the suit and the fact that the suit was the Mirage, not this outfit.
Yeah. Now I like that they're going toe to toe because it lets him show the power of Loki.
That's again.
He's all over the place.
Getting tossed around.
Agent Romanoff, you miss me?
Nice.
Did you know that Jon Favreau was the executive producer on this film? So
Oh, look at that. All the weapons we've seen before.
what about the mother? What's in the second Iron Man film? Sam Rockwell's character, Hammer.
Oh, they just
Justin
said...
Hammer.
What did he say? Did he say Captain Star? What did he say?
Captain.
No,
Stark.
he said Stark, Captain. That's how they meet.
Just get in here. We're low on time.
What did you say?
Justin Hammer puts I think it's the Widowmaker or the mother, the ex-wife.
Oh, yeah,
the
the
ex-wife. There was no ex-wife on Tony Stark.
No, you're right.
What? It's like calisthenics. You might have missed a couple things. Doing time as a capsicle.
Jerry didn't tell me he was calling you in.
No, I know that one of our friends, and you know exactly who I'm speaking about, has used the term capsicle before.
What's the matter? Scared of a little lightning? I'm not overly fond of what follows.
I know he's not talking about the thunder.
Da, blah, blah. Here comes the scene where the heroes fight each other.
Now there's that guy.
Another Asgardian?
The guys are friendly?
Doesn't matter. If he frees Loki or kills him, the Tesseract's lost.
Doc, we need a plan of attack.
I have a plan. Attack.
But this is it. This is
This one out, Cap.
I don't see how I can.
the first scene they're all playing together,
There's only one guy, man.
but they're not together.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure he doesn't dress like that.
Cat spends a lot of time jumping out of planes with or without parachutes.
Yeah.
Where's the Tesseract?
I missed you too.
Do I look to be in a gaming mood?
Oh, you should thank me. With the Bifrost gone, how much dark energy did the Your Father have to muster to conjure you here? Your precious Earth.
See how heavy the hammer is?
I thought you dead. Anymore. We all did. Our father. Your father.
I don't like that because the rest of the films, he's like, "Oh, my father. He's my father."
I like that. I like that they change.
We played together. We fought together. Do you remember none of that?
I remember a shadow. Living in the shade of your
Look, this is still Loki developing from... This is Loki's development from Thor. You know, in Thor we developed. This is him developing from Thor.
Take the world I love as recompense for your imagined slights. No, the Earth is under my protection, Loki.
And you're doing a marvelous job with that. The humans slaughter each other in droves while you idly fret. I mean to rule them. That's why should I not
Think yourself above them.
Oh, yes.
You miss the truth of ruling, brother. The throne would suit you ill.
Now, after this film, he never has the breastplate on anymore. I don't think Thor.
He gets back the kind of sort of militant style.
I think it looks better on him.
Yeah.
You this power.
This looks too fantasy for my liking.
Yeah, but this is Thor on his development.
Give up this poisonous dream.
come home. I don't have it. You need the cube to bring me home, but I've sent it off I know not where. Listen well, brother. I'm listening. Do not touch me again.
Then don't take my son.
You have no idea what you're dealing with.
Shakespeare in the Park?
Doth mother know you weareth her dress?
This is beyond you, metal man. Loki will face Asgardian justice.
He gives up the cube, he's all yours. Until then, stay out of the way.
Tourist.
Oh,
Solid whack.
Okay.
Loki's just like, popcorn. Also smiling. This is what he wants.
this was the plan.
Some very powerful moves, very creative moves also. And he gets even more creative with a nice bit of humour.
Power at 400% capacity.
How about that?
So now they head into more of like generic combat, but they're still being being nice and interesting with the environment.
They're also fighting quite evenly,
Yeah.
which is surprising. Who do you think would win this fight?
I mean, the thing is, I've never seen Thor actually get hurt, unless it's against his sister.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard for me to see Iron Man winning. But whilst Thor's got the Hammer of Almighty, it's kind of hard to...
Yeah. Mjolnir does give him an advantage.
Tossy, showing how strong the Guardians are. Nice. Nice.
That's enough.
Cap.
This is really good.
Now I don't know what you plan on doing here. I've come here to put an end to Loki's schemes.
And prove it. Put that hammer down. Yeah, no. Bad call. He loves his hammer.
You want me to put the hammer down?
Wob. And we just found out who wins versus Shield, Vibranium or Mjolnir. And the answer's Vibranium.
Yeah, no, that's surprising, isn't
That
it?
is surprising.
However, Captain being the one to organise, the one...
Okay, go on.
Cap being the one to organise, the one to kind of be in charge,
Yeah.
is very much alongside the comic books, alongside
Excuse me.
everything that follows.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Because that is what he's like.
Yeah, but he's archetypical, but that allows him to play this role of the harmonizer, the person who can bring everyone together.
Yeah.
He doesn't have an ego. He doesn't have he has a doctrine, but he doesn't have an ego. He doesn't have anything driving him other than his mission.
You try to escape? You so much as scratch that glass.
30,000 feet straight down in a steel trap. You get how that works? Ant? It's an impressive change. Not built, I think, for me.
Built for something a lot stronger than you.
Oh, I've heard.
Mind is beast. Makes plays to a man.
How desperate are you? You call on such lost creatures to defend you.
How desperate am I?
He was a good choice for Nick Fury.
None seem to have come so close. To have the Tesseract, to have power, unlimited power. And for what? A warm light for all mankind to share.
At this point, do you think they realised that the Tesseract was a space stone and not the Power Stone?
Oh yeah, they definitely knew.
Yeah.
You think? Like, Tesseract brought him through space. It literally opens doors.
Yeah.
I like how the lighting there is also green, both Hulk and Loki.
Yeah. It's green to make you think of the Hulk more than I think.
Loki's gonna drag this out. So, Thor, what's his plan? He has an army called the Chitauri. They're not of Asgard nor any world known. He means to lead them against your people. They will win him the earth. In return, I suspect, for the Tesseract. An army. From outer space.
So he's building another portal. That's what he needs Eric Selvig for.
Selvig.
He's an astrophysicist.
He's a friend.
Loki has him under some kind of spell. Along with one of ours.
I want to know why Loki let us take him. He's not leading an army from here.
I don't think we should be focusing on Loki. That guy's brain is a bag full of cats. He could smell crazy on him.
I care how you speak. Loki is beyond reason, but he is of Asgard. And he is my brother.
He killed 80 people in 2 days.
He's adopted.
Dear Dubs.
Stabilizing agent. I'm just saying, take a weekend. I'll fly you. Just love luck. Means the portal won't collapse on itself like it did at S.H.I.E.L.D. No hard feelings, Point Break. You got a mean swing. Also, means the portal can open as wide, open as long as Loki wants.
Stop taking control.
That man is playing Gallagher. Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did. How does Fury even see these?
Terms.
Sounds exhausting. The rest of the raw materials, Agent Barton can get his hands on pretty easily. Only major component he still needs is a power source of high energy density. Something to kickstart the fuse.
When did you become an expert in thermonuclear astrophysics?
Last night. Packet. Selvig's notes. The extraction theory papers. Am I the only one who did the reading? Does Loki need any particular kind of power source?
He'd have to heat the cube to 120 million Kelvin just to break through the cooling.
He's done very well to bring all these people together in the same room, on context, and not just ham-fisted.
Yeah.
And I think that fight was really a fantastic way of doing it. By having that fight, they have a reason to be with each other. Of course, if this was a role-playing game, the players would have to be very good.
Your work on anti-electron collisions is unparalleled, and I'm a huge fan of the way you lose control and turn into an
Sorry, you were saying.
Look, they've very cleverly managed to give each character an impression on each other's characters. Romanov is clearly in fear of... she finds Tony irritating in like a charming way. She's terrified of Bruce Banner. Captain doesn't care about Bruce Banner as a weapon. He cares about him as a human.
I think that joke...
What was that joke?
Tony Stark made an old reference, which obviously he got.
To what?
I don't remember what it is.
Fine.
But the point is that he made the old reference. He got it harkening back to when he wouldn't get the reference on Stephen Hawking.
Yeah. No,
I think that's really
that's,
well done.
Yeah. But like, I especially just like Iron Man and Thor have duked it out. Captain America and Thor have duked it out. Each of them has had an impression of each other's powers.
Yeah.
Which is very, very important.
So they know it as well.
But it gives them a reason to be together and to be joined.
Come by Stark Tower sometime. Top 10 floors. All
Oh, the other thing is they actually had Gallagher playing,
Yeah, I
which
saw that.
is hilarious.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, I promise to dress.
Wearing Black Sabbath, they played Iron Man.
Yep.
Hey! Nothing? Are you nuts? Teresa, you really have got a lid on it, haven't you? What's your secret? Mellow jazz, bongo drums, huge bag of weed. Is everything a joke to you? Funny thing though, threatening the safety of everyone on this ship isn't funny. No offense though.
Yeah, it's alright. I wouldn't have come aboard if I couldn't handle pointy things.
You're tiptoeing.
So this set's very, very important as well.
Focus on the problems. You think I'm not?
This set is really, really important.
Yeah.
Now, one up.
Tony Stark,
What isn't he telling us?
Robert Downey Jr.
Get to the equation.
hid food on this set
Hiding something?
Wow.
because he just got hungry.
The secrets have secrets. I'm bugging him too.
Is that why he's eating food there?
That's not
Meant to
prop
be
food. That's real food.
They're just hiding around.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Oh, warm light for all mankind.
I remember in, not that it's this film, in Aquaman, one of the actresses kept reading so much that they basically like made some kind of green screen thing for her book, so between takes she could do it, and they cast it into a rock or something.
That big ugly building in New York.
It's powered by an arc reactor, self-sustaining energy source. That building will run itself for what, a year?
It's just a prototype. I'm kind of the only name in clean energy right now. Wait, he's getting up.
So why didn't S.H.I.E.L.D. bring him in to start the project? I mean, what are they doing in the energy business in the first place?
I should probably look into that once my decryption program finishes breaking into all of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s secure files. Sorry, did you say Jarvis has been running it since I hit the bridge? In a few hours I'll know every dirty secret S.H.I.E.L.D. has ever tried to hide. Blueberry? Yet you're confused about why they didn't want you around. An intelligence organization that fears intelligence, historically not awesome.
I think Loki's trying to wind us up. This is a man who means to start a war.
Again, he offered food.
Do you think that was improvised?
No, it was. For
That's
sure.
awesome.
All about style. Of the people in this room, which one is A, wearing a spangly outfit, and B, not of use?
Steve, tell me none of this smells a little funky to you.
Just find the key.
So he's off to do some old school spy stuff.
Digging.
Guy's not wrong about Loki. He does have a jump on us.
What he's got is an Acme dynamite kit. It's gonna blow up in his face. And I'm gonna be there when it does.
I'll read all about it.
Or you'll be suiting up with the rest of us.
You see, I don't get a suit of armor. I'm exposed. Like a nerve. It's a nightmare.
You know, I've got a cluster of shrapnel trying every second to crawl its way into my heart. This stops it. This little circle of light, it's part of you. Not just armor. It's a terrible privilege.
But you can control it.
Because I learned how. Stick to it. Hey, I read all about your accident. That much gamma exposure should have killed you.
So you're saying that the Hulk, the other guy...
Is that the first time they mentioned the word Hulk in this film as well?
But I like this thing of pulling the duality. Tony's being very shrewd.
But also I like the fact that they're pairing them up.
Yeah.
You may not enjoy that.
They needed to.
No, of course, but like, it's lovely how they're doing it. It's very natural, it's very intentional. Cap with some rather impressive strength for what should be a very locked door. I don't think that should happen. I don't think Cap should be able to do that.
I mean, it should make him close it behind him.
No, you can't open those doors. I'm sorry, Cap. Roll 20. No, critical is not enough. You don't. Okay, fine. You open the doors.
Look at him.
All right. You want
around.
it. So you want to go around the secure part. Roll stealth. You roll a 20. Okay.
Oh, okay.
In any other movie, this would just be a nuclear bomb and would be in a relatively regular film. Now, for a measurement that's meant to be precise, 0.38 to 2 decimal places is not very precise.
No. That's the iridium, isn't it?
As soon as Loki took the doctor, we moved Jane Foster.
And continuity.
So she was asked to consult their little settlement yesterday. Handsome fee, private plane, very remote. She'll be safe.
Thank you. It's no accident Loki taking Eric Selvig. I dread what he plans for him once he's done. Eric is a good man.
He talks about you a lot. You changed his life. You changed everything around here.
They were better as they were. We pretend on Asgard that we're more...
Again, Coulson paired with Thor. They like pairing these characters around.
But that's what these films are for. These films are for mixing and matching in great ways. Especially when you can pull the things that are already established. So Tony and Bruce Banner talking about the things that keep them alive, that change them, that they control. Pairing the things that are established. we see this in all these films, and it's one of the reasons why crossovers are so successful. Once you have the established characters, established, you can pair the things that are important to them to the other things. Compare, contrast. We see Cap and Iron Man, we see all of this, and they're doing it fantastically.
War hasn't started yet. You think you could make Loki tell us what the Tesseract is? I do not know. Loki's mind is far afield. It's not just power he craves, it's vengeance. Upon me. There's no pain that tries his need for him. A lot of guys think that. Until the pain starts. What are you asking me to do? I'm asking, what are you prepared to do? Loki is a prisoner. And why do I feel like he's the only person on this boat that wants to be here?
Everyone's lampshading the truth.
It's true.
There's not many people who can sneak up on me.
But you figured I'd come.
After whatever tortures Fury can concoct, you would appear as a friend, as a balm, and I would cooperate.
I want to know what you've done to Agent Gordon.
That's how it expanded his mind.
And once you've won,
Interesting, they've gone away from the red and blue, and they've been orange and green for quite some time.
Why?
what happens to him?
Unsettling, different character, different tones, because things are about to get real hairy real quick. And I guess the tone, they're going to shift, they're using this as an opportunity to keep the palette in one phrase, and then move the palette to something else.
That's true.
Before I worked for S.H.I.E.L.D., I made a name for myself. I have a very specific skill set.
So does Liam Neeson.
One character or S.H.I.E.L.D.'s radar in a bad way. Agent Gordon was sent to kill me. He made a different call.
And what will you do if I vow to spare him?
Not what you
I
asked.
know, but I like this. Your world in the balance, and you belong to one man.
Regimes kill every day. They tend not to move over that in Russia. It's really not that complicated. I got red in my ledger. I'd like to wipe it out.
Do you think Natasha Romanoff's a good character?
Dracov's daughter. Sao Paulo.
She has, they bring a lot of depth out of her. She's one of, obviously, the human underpowered characters of the series.
Gushing red, and you think saving a man
Ooh,
more
wow.
virtuous than yourself would change anything? This is the
So we're hearing a bit of a backstory now.
This
I like that Loki's shadow is sort of whispered and tortured and like twisted.
You lie and kill.
I think she is a good character, but I don't think they expand her a massive amount. It's mostly the cat films where she gets her limelight.
Code. Something that makes up for the horrors.
Ah, Hydra.
Part of you. And they will never go away. I won't touch Barton, not till I make him kill you. Slowly, intimately, in every way he knows you fear. And then he'll wake just long enough to see his good work. And when he screams, I'll split his skull. This is my bargain, you mulin quim.
You're a monster.
Oh no. You brought the monster.
So, Banner. That's your play. Banner in the lab. I'm on my way. Send Doris off. Thank you for your cooperation.
Once again with the very clever interrogation techniques. They don't give her a whole lot of...
Mr. Stark. Kind of been wondering the same thing about you. We're supposed to be locating the Tesseract.
Yeah, the model's locked, and we're looking for the signature now. When we get a hit, we'll have the location within half a mile.
Yeah, let me get the cube back. No muss. No fuss. What is Phase 2? Phase 2 is S.H.I.E.L.D. uses the cube to make weapons. Sorry, computer was moving a little slow.
Rogers, we gathered everything related to the Tesseract. This does not mean that
I'm
we're
sorry,
making...
Nick. What were you lying? I was wrong, Director. The world hasn't changed a bit.
Did you know about this?
You want to think about removing yourself from this environment, Doctor?
I was in Calcutta. I was pretty well removed.
He's manipulating you.
And you've been doing what exactly?
You didn't come here because I bat my eyelashes at you.
Listen, I'm not leaving because suddenly you get a little twitchy. I'd like to know why S.H.I.E.L.D. is using the Tesseract to build weapons of mass destruction.
Because of him. Me. Last year, Earth had a visitor from another planet who had a grudge match that leveled a small town. We learned that
We saw that.
We're not alone,
We did.
but we are hopelessly, hilariously outgunned. My people were nothing but peace with your planet. But you're not the only people out there, are you? And you're not the only threat. The world's filling up with people who can't be matched. They can't be
There's so much continuity error in this.
So-
Well, think about it. He knows Captain Marvel before this.
It is a signal to all the realms that
That's
the
true.
Earth is ready for a higher form of war.
But we don't know why he's not referencing her. It might become obvious in her film why she says, I'm off the radar for good.
It's true.
You would have thought if he paged her at Infinity War, he could have paged her for this.
Yep.
But we'll let that slide.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, isn't everything? I thought humans were more evolved.
Nice little arguments back and forth, each person saying exactly what they mean. Exactly.
So not much. It was really that naive. S.H.I.E.L.D. monitors potential threats.
Captain America's on the threat
We
list.
all are.
You're on that list?
Now, what would have happened if Bruce Banner had grabbed this?
Hadn't grabbed that.
Had.
Had grabbed it. I thought.
Because I think there was a thing where he looks. There's a thing either now or later when he looks at it and he grabs it and then he lets go of it.
Was your haul over?
That's in a couple of minutes.
Hmm?
I think it's in a couple of seconds.
Ah.
I think it's the next scene.
What would have happened if he'd kept on to it? The Hulk with an Infinity Stone.
Speak of control, yet you cause chaos.
This is MO, isn't it? No, what are we, a team? No. We're a chemical mixture that makes chaos.
That is the core root of the film.
Time bomb.
You.
They shouldn't be in the same room.
Why shouldn't the guy let off a little steam?
You know damn well why. Back off.
Oh, I'm starting to want you to make me.
Big man in a suit of armor. Take that off. What are you?
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
I know guys with none of that worth 10 of you. And I've seen the footage. The only thing you really fight for is yourself.
Ooh, that hit us.
You gotta make the sacrifice play.
Tony does think of himself a hero. That hits hard.
Foreshadowing.
And those are the
Always a way out. You know, you may not be a threat, but you better stop pretending to be a hero.
A hero? Like you? You're a laboratory experiment, Rogers. Everything special about you came out of a bottle.
Ooh. That is the... Ouch.
Yeah.
That hits hard. What a shot.
Put on the suit. Let's go a few rounds.
You people are so petty and tiny.
Yeah, this is a team.
Agent Romanoff, would you escort Dr. Banner back to his...
Where? You rented my room.
The cell was just in...
In case you needed to kill me, but you can't. I know, I tried. I got low. I didn't see an end, so I put a bullet in my mouth, and the other guy spit it out. So I moved on. I focused on helping other people. I was good until you dragged me back into this freak show and put everyone here at risk. You want to know my secret, Agent Romanoff? You want to know how I stay calm?
Dr. Banner. Put down the subject. Got it.
Interesting. The only person not to stop looking at was Romanoff. Even Nick Fury looked away. Romanoff was like, nah, he's the threat.
Put on the suit. Let's find out. I'm not afraid of him, old man. Put on the suit.
Oh my gosh.
Hot damn.
That's a powerful explosion.
For an arrow.
And suddenly working together. Which is fine.
And it's what's been needed.
No, but they had to go through that conflict to come out the other side and go, we'll put this on pause for a second.
Yeah.
Free engine is down. We've been hit. Can they get it running? Talk to me.
Turbine looks mostly intact, but it's impossible to get out there to make repairs while we're in the air.
We lose one more engine, we won't be. Somebody's got to get outside and patch that engine.
Doc, you copy that?
On it.
Colson, initiate defensive lockdown in the detention section. Then get to the armory. Moving off.
We're okay. We're okay, right?
She's with her fear. She fears
is.
the Hulk, and so she's with him as
And it's
he's...
the final pairing we see, I think.
Not final.
It's
There's
the final pairing we need to see.
Oh, them two. Yeah, that's true.
Keep that engine down. Yes, sir. Detention. Wait for candidates to go dark. Got it. Stay close. Level 4.
Now I...
I'll meet you there.
Ooh.
That is... Yep. Nice and cool.
Hey, Bruce. You gotta fight it. This is just what Loki wants. You'll be okay, listen to me. You're gonna be okay. Right? I swear on my life, I will get you out of this. You will walk away and never ever...
Couple of things about Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk.
Come.
He's the first Hulk to ever play both the Hulk and Bruce Banner. He's also, and you just missed it, he's on top of a sign there saying content under pressure with an arrow pointing to him.
Now, I will take that out on you. He's not the first Hulk to play both Hulk and Bruce Banner. Lou Ferrigno
Okay.
was both Hulk and Banner. And in fact, the Hulk's voice for this is a mixture of Mark Ruffalo, Lou Ferrigno, and a couple of New Zealanders.
Okay.
But Lou Ferrigno was back in the old days where he was literally makeup. But he is a huge guy in and of himself. He also had a cameo in the Amazing Hulk.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Incredible Hulk.
The Incredible Hulk. He was with Stan Lee as a security guard.
Oh, excellent.
Now bring up the engine failure. Is the sun coming up? Yes, sir. Then put it on the left. Get us over water. One more turbine goes down and we drop.
The sun setting. Lovely music.
I love how they can just shout to each other.
Yeah, earphones, that's how it works.
Yeah, but they don't have earphones in.
Yeah, can do.
You never see them.
Can do. I'll take it.
I need you to get to that engine control panel. Tell me which relays are in overload position. What's it look like in there? It seems to run on some form of electricity. You're not wrong.
Perfect anachronism.
So,
once again with the green and orange.
I think it's got something to do with the fact that she was with Loki and her colour really is very orange.
Now, she's smart enough not to shoot the Hulk. She's just trying to keep away from him.
Can she run fast enough though? I don't think she could.
No, she can't. But she's smart. The Hulk is not. Now is a good time to run. He's never taken a hit like... Well, actually, he did in the last film. Oof. That is strong.
Your enemy's Banner. Try to think.
Oof. 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 They are all working together, which is really important.
Kind of. Hulk is being the anti-enemy. No, Hulk is being the enemy at this point.
But you've still got Thor and Natasha working together, and you've still got Cap and Iron Man.
The real trick comes to when Cap and Iron Man are working. When Cap, Iron Man, and Thor, that's when I think it's complete.
It'll slow the rotors down long enough
Stand by it. Wait for my
Because those were they were the ones that were fighting before.
Yeah.
I mean, they were all fighting before, but the fact we're seeing this is basically the great sort of release to the tension. Wipe nose, summon hammer, smile. In more or less that order.
And only if the hammer came.
Wow.
Wow. Oh. Half the plane. The CG nowadays is a lot better, but actually the CG here isn't bad.
This is perfectly good. Here's a nice bit of interaction. Can't lift it. But actually, as he tries to lift, he's literally pulling himself through the floor for it.
You need full evac on the lower hangar bay.
Now, if that was a grenade, she'd be dead.
Yes. So what was it? Just a flash bomb?
Perhaps. Or it's a grenade, but it's movie physics.
We've got a perimeter breach. Hostiles are in shield gear. Hold on to every junction.
Nick Fury said where he was going. The armory.
Huh?
Get his attention.
Escort 6 up, proceed to Witch Building again, Parkville. Don't get too close.
Ooh, we have a VTOL jet. Vertical takeoff and landing. Now, don't get too close was the operative word. That is very close. He doesn't even notice. He just turns like, something's not right. Now, here's the thing. He should have known. He should have been fully up to date on what the Hulk is. Like, if he's on the ship.
Yeah.
He should have known that this Hulk can jump quarters of sixth of a mile.
Yeah.
So he should not have needed to do that.
No.
But maybe he didn't fully appreciate it. Oh man, that's cool. Oof.
Very lucky.
And that's how they get the Hulk off the ship. Nice little pop off.
At this point in time, Tony Stark's been very good with the suit. And he knows what he's doing. Yeah?
Ha! I like that. Once again, Marvel being creative, he jumps off and knocks the grenade away.
Wasn't the Wilhelm scream? But I'm pretty sure the Wilhelm scream is in this somewhere.
Oh, it probably is. Ah, Cap doesn't use guns.
No.
Then again, he never was a very good soldier.
And they were worried about Tony Stark's
Everything is about to get very weightless.
So they're falling through the air now.
So they're falling, they should be tumbling, they should be... Now, they're wide, but they should start tumbling.
Anybody copy?
This is Agent Romanoff. I copy.
Wait, do you have a flux on your computer or night mode?
Mm-hmm.
You do? That would explain why everything looks so orange then.
Yeah, that might help.
That would explain that.
Do you want me to turn it off?
No, I don't mind. So most of our commentary before about orange and green was a little skewed.
It was probably all blue and red. It was
I wouldn't
probably all
know.
blue.
I think it was green and white. Ooh.
I forgot about that I used flux.
That's okay. I just thought it was weird that it's a...
Are you ever not going full?
Later, the answer is yes. Now, if she had a gun, she didn't need to get that close.
No, but she's not aiming to shoot him, I don't think.
You can. This is true, but here's the thing: like the reason why he needs to be unshot is because he's going to be useful later. Nice combat there, very imaginative. But here's the thing: if she was who she said she was, she could just shoot him in the. Oh wow! Cracked and didn't smash.
The humans think us immortal. Should we test that? Move away, please.
He's very polite.
Yeah.
You like this? Started working on the prototype after this destroyer.
Yeah, she could have shot him in the knees or whatever, disabled him, and then what? Gone to it.
Yeah.
You want to find out?
Did they ever use that gun? Oh wait, I think he's about to.
And that's a shame, because he was our favourite.
Yeah.
He is the face of Phase 1. He is the continual face of Phase 1.
I mean, come on, we know he's in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Shh. No, it's true.
So when that came out, you were like...
Do you think he'll be in Endgame? Do you think we'll see him in Endgame?
Is he still alive?
Yes.
Then yes, he's definitely coming back.
Oh, is it just me or is there blur on that?
There's blur on everything.
It's interesting. Why would they show blur on this?
What do you mean blur? What do you mean?
It's like from the lights from the top, it looks like there's blur.
Emphasizes movement. Very common techniques in fight scenes is you have actors doing the regular scripted fights, but you cut out the last 1 or 2 frames before they hit. And I've done this myself with editing, and it just makes it like wha-bam! It makes it look like the final punch is so much more impactful because it moves that much faster. Very easy technique for people not to hit each other hard, but for it to look like it happened fast.
Right. So, this is the second tumbling superhero we found.
Now, would this have killed Thor?
No.
I don't know. 30,000 feet to 0 acceleration, quite possibly.
It's in their nature. Your heroes are scattered. Your floating fortress falls from the sky.
They're not nearly falling.
You lack conviction. I don't think
That might have killed Loki.
So that's what it does.
Yeah. If they didn't have a way to stabilize themselves, they should be flipping right now. They probably wouldn't be falling at 9.81, but things would be looking a little light right now. I like how you could see Cap off the edge there.
Notice no planes left on the deck.
Yeah. Iron Man should, going at that speed, should be unconscious. He should be redding out.
Why?
Because he's spinning around, he's accelerating that quickly. He should not be, he should be on incredible G's. Remember, he's accelerating, he's going in a circle. He's going in a circle, he should not be conscious. They like that Cap wobbling in the air thing. Iron Man wobbling in the air.
They do, indeed. That's Loki? Yeah.
Sorry, boss. The guy routed it.
Stay awake. Eyes on me. Not an option.
It's okay, boss. This was never gonna work. They didn't have something.
He is the most important character in the entire series, I think.
You think so?
I think so. I think that the Avengers wouldn't have become one if it wasn't for him. I think that he was the continuity at the start that caused people to think, oh, this is actually a real set of stories rather than just a single story. I think he's an extremely important character, if not the most important character in the film, in the film series.
Well, do they mention that he's dead?
Yes, they just did.
A very different scene from from like half an hour ago.
The guy's probably still playing Gallagher though.
Yeah. Is this the first major character death in the MCU?
Yes. Do you count Obadiah Stane?
No, not baddies.
I think so. I don't know. I think so.
Lost my one good eye. Maybe I had to come. Yes. We were going to build an arsenal with the Tesseract.
And time to resolve this conversation.
On that number though, because I was playing something even riskier. There was an idea. Stark knows this. Called the Avengers Initiative.
To bring together.
The idea was to bring together a group of remarkable people.
I didn't know this was from this film.
Yeah.
See if they could become something more. See if they could work together when we needed them to fight the battles that we never could.
Damn.
This is the mob.
This is where it comes from.
I still believe in that idea.
And the Marvel method.
Well, it's an old question.
So this is the first Marvel film to debut this shield logo as like the eagle.
Yeah.
Everyone else used kind of like a shield, a Captain America style shield with Strategic Homeland Intervention Enforcement and Logistics Division on it.
Oh. Thor's lost his Mjolnir.
No, I thought you found it.
No, he found it, but he can't use it.
Did I hurt anybody? Nobody around here to get hurt. Did scare the hell out of some pigeons, though. Lucky. Well, just good aim. You were awake when you fell.
You saw?
The whole thing, right through the ceiling. Big and green and buck-ass nude. Yeah. Didn't think those would fit you until you shrunk down to a regular-sized fella.
So you know that the code name for the development of the film was Group Hug.
Yeah.
The code name for the release to theaters was called Team Building.
Nice.
And again, the first Marvel film to be distributed by Audition Pictures.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be alright.
I think you're right. Maybe it is red and blue.
I think it is red and blue.
Do you want to take it off?
Yeah, let's turn it off.
Oh man, everything's so blue.
Take your brain and play. Oh, you will. Instead of something else. You know what it's like to be on me.
You know that I do.
Why am I back? How'd you get him out?
Cognitive recalibration. I hit you really hard in the head.
Thanks.
So you know the record-breaking success of this film,
Mm-hmm.
as we talked about at the beginning, It made Samuel L. Jackson, Robert Downey Jr., and Scarlett Johansson three of the top highest grossing actors and actresses of all time. Just because of this.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
Yep. Because if they had profit sharing on a 1.5 billion film, they are happy.
Today.
We gotta stop him.
Yeah. So we.
I don't know. Whoever's left.
Well. When you're with Loki's eyesight, sleep better, I suppose.
Now you sound like you.
You're a spy, not a soldier. Now you wade into a war. What did Loki do to you?
He didn't.
So you know how earlier you said that you didn't like the 3D as well?
It's not I didn't like it, it didn't add anything. It was not very good. It was done post haste.
It was done post-production.
I remember reading something about
I got rid of my ledger.
oh, I'm just trying to see. Oh, yeah, Joss Whedon. He said, like, yeah, it wasn't made for 3D. It's not like people are always pointing at the camera, but it's an action film. You've got things flying at the camera all the time.
And did you know, it was originally rated an R film?
What?
Yeah.
Why?
It doesn't say, but I'm assuming because the American Board for Actors and Films didn't like it.
Oh, maybe they cut a couple of scenes about the eye, about murder.
He was an idiot. Why? For believing? For taking on Loki alone? He was doing his job. He was obviously. You should have waited. You should have. Sometimes there isn't a way out, Tony. Right. I forgot. Is this the first time you lost a soldier? We are not soldiers.
Ooh, he doesn't like that. He doesn't like taking orders.
Neither am I. He's got the same blood in his hands that Loki does. But right now we gotta put that behind us and get this done. Now Loki needs a power source. We can put together a list. Isn't that personal? It's not the point. That is the point. That's Loki's point. He hit us all right where we live. Why? To tear us apart. Yeah, divide and conquers. Great, but he knows he has to take us out to win, right? That's what he wants. He wants to beat us. He wants to be seen doing it. What's wrong with this? Right. He cut his act in Stuttgart. Yeah. That's just previews. This is opening night, and Loki, he's a full-tilt diva. He wants flowers, he wants parades, he wants a monument built in the skies with his name plastered.
It's a great segue. Really great. It's one of the best segues they've done in the Marvel.
It's a lovely segue. It's also completely contrived.
Yes.
Like, why would a Sky thing with his name built on it have to be stock? But
Tell you on the way. Can you fly one of those jets?
But again, it's brilliant. It's very, very clever.
this is Cap and Flynn first meeting.
Suit up.
Oh, Thor raising his hammer again. Everyone's suiting up. Electricity goggles. It's a lovely segue, yeah. Oh, and we get the re-armoring scene. Yeah, boy. Oh, it's a neck massage. There we go.
Hey, you guys aren't authorized to be in here. Son, just don't.
Sir,
Agent Hill?
those cards. They were in Coulson's locker, not in his jacket.
They needed the push. They found it. Get our communications back up, whatever you have to do. I want eyes on everything.
Sir,
Ooh, wow, his thing's still not working well.
Nope.
So, I've turned off the arc reactor. The device is already self-sustaining.
Shut it down, Dr. Selvig.
It's too late! You gotta stop now. He wants to show us something! A new universe.
Okay.
Ow. Ooh.
Who would want to have coffee near Stark Tower with the previous history of Tony Stark?
I mean, who would want to have coffee near World Trade Center? What? One World Trade Center.
Mark 7 is not ready for deployment. Then skip the spinning rims. We're on the clock.
Yeah, the Mark 7 was meant to be... Joss Whedon said he wants it to be the coolness of the Mark II sort of briefcase thing, which was damn cool, but with, like, the power of the other things. So they made it really bulky, really, like, armoured up. We only see 2 Iron Man suits in this film.
We do only see 2 Iron Man suits in this film. We also see 2 Infinity Stones.
True.
And it's the only film that has got 2 Infinity Stones in.
Before Infinity War.
Before Infinity War.
Yeah. Seen a bit of mileage, and you got the glow stick of destiny.
Glow stick of destiny.
Stalling you won't change anything.
No, threatening. No drink, you sure? I'm having one.
The Chitauri are coming. Nothing will change that.
Now, when I first watched this film...
Hang on. This is a great...
Avengers. That's what we call ourselves. Sort of like a team. Earth's mightiest heroes, type thing.
Comic book.
I've met them.
Takes us a while to get any traction on that one. But let's do a head count here. Your brother, the demigod, a super soldier, a living legend who kind of lives up to the legend, a man with breathtaking anger management issues, a master assassins, and you, big fella. You've managed to piss off every single one of them. That was the plan. Not a great plan. When they come, and they will, they'll come for you.
I have an army.
We have a Hulk.
So we've heard that one a number of times over the years.
Mimi.
But yes, I was saying that when I first watched this film, I thought it was the Chitauri.
Ah, it's Chitauri.
It's Chitauri with a CH, which is interesting. Because it is a very weird name.
Look, it's Alien. This is the Marvel Universe.
When they're so busy fighting you.
Oh, come on, you must have done the research.
No, he doesn't need to have done it.
This usually works. Well, performance issues. Common. 1 out of 5. Jarvis, any time now.
You all fall before me.
Now, for him to go through that with glass, which is going to be strong, he's probably dead.
What about for that to go through the glass?
It's metal, that can work. And here we see the gadget trick that literally grows on him. Nice.
And there's one other person you pissed off. His name is Phil.
No, he says is Phil, not was Phil.
His name is Phil. No, but before that he kept calling him Agent. His first name's Agent, so now he's Phil. That's nice. I didn't spot that the first time.
What?
That he calls him Phil.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Ammo mode.
War mode.
You see like all the ammo counts.
Yeah.
Flying up through an army.
Flares, no?
No. Upgrades. Besides, the flares were on his leg last time. Interesting that Chitauri aren't turning around to take him out. They're just following orders. They're like, okay, well, he's nothing. They don't actually consider him a threat.
No.
Nice camera move.
Not a spoiler,
Yeah?
but we see Spider-Man swinging in this road, because you see that building with Stark Tower behind it.
How is that not a spoiler? What, because we know that's going to happen?
No,
Wait.
no. Spider-Man is in New York.
Oh, right, in the later films.
I'm
yeah.
talking about in the new trailer. He's in New
Okay,
York.
fine.
So it's not a short spoiler. I promised you it wasn't a spoiler. It's not a spoiler.
Alright.
But yes, he swings through this scene, which is really interesting. That they try and keep this in the same area in New York.
Yeah, that's cool.
Stopping it. There is only the war. So be it.
Now, I remember seeing something in this scene, like, they were trying to hit each other and they wasn't looking. It's like, yeah, just actually hit me with it. So they actually like just went and like just whacked each other. Ooh, that's gonna hurt.
Oof. Oof. There's loads of things that happen in this fight. There's some really, really clever scenes. There was a scene where Captain America was meant to help an old man across the street.
Was that be Stanley?
No, it wasn't Stanley.
Could have been a good place.
I don't think it was Stanley. This also has one of my favourite scenes in it.
By the way, jets can't do that. You can't fly a jet below street level. That's not how it works.
So yeah, so that building, I don't know what building it is. I think it's like the stock exchange or something.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
if the Chitauri are that young and nimble, they should be able to take the Quinjet out, no problem. Go on.
So there's that. What else is there in this fight scene?
Look, there's a lot. There's some great bits.
So much going on.
There's some great bits with the National Guard that come in.
Yeah.
Where the actual National Guard said. So originally the director was like, yeah, just get your tanks to be shooting, and the soldiers were like, look, this isn't how we do it. In real life, we'd all engage, and they were like, fine, do it your way, and they were like, great, we're doing it our way. And so that's why the scene is as it is, because the soldiers like, this isn't right. Yeah, planes don't crash smoothly.
No.
Also, Captain jump out of a plane, why not?
Disappointing, isn't it?
Oh boy.
Oh boy. And here comes the big boy.
Yeah, man. The Chitauri whale. Official name.
There is actually a name for it.
Of course it has a name.
Leviathan.
I can totally get on board with that.
Yeah.
What the hell do you do against that?
See, still working on believing. Where's Banner? Has he shown up yet? Banner? Just keep me posted. Jarvis, find me a soft spot.
That's big.
Look around you. You think this madness will end with your rule?
It's too late. It's too late to stop it.
What did Loki get? Loki just wanted revenge.
He would have got Earth at the end of it.
But he just wanted revenge. Oh, shit. Left the staff.
There's just... oh.
Very Loki.
We've got civilians trapped. Okay.
Why would there still be civilians around here?
Because they haven't had time to run. This invasion has been going on about minutes. People are still, like, their life is just still going on as is. Some aren't sure what's going on. Do you stay? Do you move? Most people don't move. The invasion took everyone out of the thing.
We got this. It's good. Go.
You think you can hold them off? Captain?
That.
It'd be my genuine pleasure.
It's the only cool thing he does in the film.
Oh, he did. Very Captain America theme.
Watch him use his shield too much.
No, he hasn't had a whole lot of action in this, so the fact he's using a shielded bit is fine. It's when it comes to his solo films that it's like, okay, we've got to do other stuff.
Right. Why didn't you just do that first? Why?
Oh, minor things.
You and I remember Budapest very differently.
I just don't understand why he wouldn't do that first.
You know, take the problem at hand. It's a nice little bit of shaky cam work there. I'm surprised that the group of flying things just haven't decided to shoot them. Like that.
You let me know what's happening here. You need men in these buildings. There are people inside that can be running right into the line of fire.
You take them to the basement or to the subway. You keep them off the streets. I need a perimeter as far back as 39th. Why the hell should I take orders from you?
Whap, whap, whap. Each kill, you know, nicely unique. Yeah, alright, I'll take. Ah, nice. Nice use of flares.
Follow me if you want to live.
Nice use of the flares though. Nice hark back.
What the hell does that do?
Very Legolas. Using the shot gloves. We don't see them very much.
Shot gloves? She doesn't have shot gloves in this one.
Yeah, she does.
No, she doesn't.
Yep, we saw her suiting up with them.
Really? I didn't think she had them in this one. I thought it was only for the next film.
No, she has them. She was just using them. And here comes the God.
The God of Thunder? The Lord of Thunder or the God of Thunder?
What are you, God of Hammers?
The hammer rode you off.
How do we do this?
As a team, I have unfinished business with Loki.
Yeah? Get in line.
Save it. Loki's gonna keep this fight focused on us, and that's what we need. Without him, these things could run wild. We got Stark up top. He's gonna need us to...
Oh man. This is probably the scene that most people remember from the film.
Classiest scene in the film. The core of his character.
Sorry. No, we could use a little work.
And she's fine now with him.
Banner?
Yeah.
Just like you said.
You tell him to suit up. I'm bringing the party to you.
I don't see how that's a party.
It's a party because you're all involved.
You're all invited.
Dr. Banner. Now might be a really good time for you to get angry.
That's my secret, Captain.
Here we go.
I'm always angry.
Yeah, boy. Bam.
Nice. It's very squishy on the inside. Ah.
Is this the first Avengers?
No, it's been in place. It played in like the different things, but it's definitely. Here we go. The circle of faces.
This is gonna. It's gotta happen again in Endgame.
Yeah.
There's gotta be that.
I think so.
That scene as well. Now, a very, very important aspect of the Avengers. You're about to see it. And it's very, very slight, and you probably wouldn't notice it. And something that goes against people's character. Tony Stark just said, "Call it, Captain."
That's him. That's him. That's not against character. Oh, it's a character development.
It is, but Tony Stark doesn't like to give power away to people.
Exactly. More than that, he's not a soldier. He's just accepted. I am out of my league.
Yeah.
I need help, and I will take orders.
And that is Captain America has always been, even in the comics, has always been that.
Yeah, and I think that's fantastic that they've got that in so very well.
Smash.
I do remember seeing that for the first time
Yeah.
and just loving it.
Someone I knew was saying like they had problem like the Hulk shouldn't be able to understand English, but you know what? I'll suspend disbelief for the moment.
Chrysler Building.
It was also in seen from outside Tony Stark's thing.
Yeah. Look at that. Look at it thunder.
Oh, ripping it to shreds.
They are getting destroyed by.
That's the
lightning.
power of Mjolnir.
Sir, the council is on.
Stark, get a lot of spray sniffing your tail.
Just trying to keep them off the streets.
Well, they can't bank with a dam. Find a tight
Oof.
We'll roger
No.
that.
Right, I think this is it. I think we're nearly at the point. we're at a point soon whereby they're going to get to a point where Tony Stark goes across everyone.
Yeah.
It's one of my favourite scenes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Because it just does a great job of showing the scale of the battle and everyone who's involved.
And scale is hard to show.
Yeah.
It's very hard to show good scale. But they actually managed to show a scale of a city in a couple of roads.
And he didn't invite me.
All the thing needs to do is close its mouth and he loses a hand. I'm sorry.
I don't think he's in the mouth, but you're right. Yeah, see? Second time she does that.
Okay.
Captain Ernest is gonna mean a damn thing if we don't close that portal.
I think his guns couldn't touch it.
Oh, maybe it's not about guns.
If you want to get up there, you're gonna need a ride.
I got a ride. I could use the boost, though.
You sure about this?
Yeah. It's gonna be fun.
Oh. Oh,
Nah.
don't shoot at Captain America.
Now you've annoyed me.
Captain America is definitely always angry.
Angry for freedom.
So he's killed him.
Killed him and using
And
the
now
body.
using the body to drive. This is the scene.
So you just saw you just saw Black Widow firing over them.
Teamwork!
Nice.
Then we head up top where Hawkeye is doing his job. Badly, but still. And then we follow down to Hulk.
Hulk and Thor. Yep, lovely one shot.
I just think it was really, really cleverly done.
No, it is very cleverly done. Oof.
Oh!
Delicious.
I would not want to be that. That's a great shot of Grand Central Station as well. That's the building. It's not. It's Grand Central Station.
Hang on. I still don't like you. Anyway,
It's Grand Central Station. It's not the stock exchange. It's Grand Central Station.
Eric Selvig has been cognitively recalibrated.
Painfully.
Yes. And here we go. Reserve of the National Guard. Then moving forward, yeah, that was on the advice of the soldiers.
Captain, the bank on 42nd past Madison. They cornered a lot of civilians in there.
What?
So this was actually meant to be a separate like a deleted scene.
Really?
Yeah. But they liked it so much.
Well, the thing is, do they intend for anything to be a deleted scene? Like, you don't film something to
No,
delete
but
it.
do you think this is needed?
No, you're right. It's not strictly necessary. I guess in a way it shows that Cap can fight without his shield. But no, it wasn't strictly needed.
Just felt a bit ridiculous, to be honest. Just unnecessary.
It was, yeah, it wasn't the most innovative of scenes.
I recognize the council has made a decision, but given that it's a stupid-ass decision, I believe you ignore it, Director.
He's the only person who can say the word stupid ass on screen and make it perfect.
Island of Manhattan, Councilman. Until I'm certain my team can't hold it, I will not order a nuclear strike against the civilian population. If we don't hold it here, we lose everything. I send that bird out we already have.
Oh, you.
Matt, what are you doing?
Oh.
Lovely 1-2.
She shouldn't have survived that, no?
That'd be okay. That's reasonable.
All of you beneath me. I am a god, you dull creature, and I will not be bullied by that.
And maybe this is the point where he decided that being a god was not as much fun as being himself. I remember
That's
laughing.
CG'd.
Yeah.
No, his face is CG'd.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Look, all I know is I laughed so hard when that happened. That was amazing.
The scepter.
Okay.
Loki scepter. Energy.
Yeah, one Infinity Stone can outweigh another Infinity Stone.
Against yourself.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what you were doing. What actually I think I did. I built in the safety to cut the power source.
Plot device to get them out of a situation that probably they didn't need. They probably didn't need. No?
Yeah, here's the thing, he says a couple of words that just don't make sense there every time I've watched it.
Yeah.
He says, the scepter, we need the scepter, and then she goes, you didn't know what you were doing. And it's like, well, actually, like,
Sir, you will lose power before we penetrate that shell.
interesting. So, the last couple of times we've seen Iron Man use that laser, he's popped a cartridge out his hand. You see that in Iron Man 2. Oh, no, you don't. This one, he's actually just powering it straight off the core. Anyway, yeah, he basically says, like, oh, man, sorry about the scepter. He's like, you didn't know what you're doing. Actually, I did. We need the scepter. Yeah, it was a little bit of a weird segue.
The other thing about that is, I think you missed. He just asked Jarvis, "Have you seen Noah?" And this is the problem with Hawkeye.
He runs out of ammunition. He's balanced.
Yes, he's balanced. That's the point.
I'm so glad you're at window level, because if you weren't, you were done for.
No, I'd hit a wall and then go down.
He would hit a wall and then go down, but I don't know what happens after that.
Cool.
Director Fury is no longer in command. Override order 7 Alpha 1-1.
7 Alpha 1-1 confirmed. Go for takeoff.
Sir, we have a bird in motion. Anyone on the deck? We have a rogue bird.
I'm pretty sure it was in his contract that I don't know this for certain. And Samuel L. Jackson, if you're listening to this, which I'm sure you never ever will,
Sure.
please come on the show and tell us this. That in your contract you must have had something about launching a rocket launcher at something.
You're like, I don't do nearly enough shooting in this. I got some pistols and that's it. I want something bigger. If Agent Coulson has an alien gun,
Give me a fucking rocket launcher.
yeah. Let's be honest. The alien gun isn't as much fun because you just pull the trigger and the CGI does the rest. He probably shot a rocket launcher.
Yeah.
For the city.
Right. So, very interesting. We're about to see inside the cockpit of this plane, and it shoots this
nuclear missile.
and it says 2 minutes 30 seconds. Okay.
Okay.
It's exactly 2 minutes 30 seconds between now
And when it detonates.
in the film.
Nice. I like that. That's a cool scene. What left, right? Showing the different character combinations coming together.
They must have slowed
Lovely.
They must have slowed this down slightly,
Oh yeah. It's
so
actually
they could actually hit the 2 minute 30 seconds perfectly.
cut different scenes in, take stuff a couple of seconds longer. Yeah. There's another one of those in Kill Bill. In the final fight of Kill Bill 1, she says you won't last 5 minutes. Exactly 5 minutes, the head is chopped off.
Like, for instance, that little dodging before she went into that
Yeah.
must be those extra seconds that they are.
That's okay.
That's so clever. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Stark, these things are still coming. I got a nuke coming in. It's gonna blow in less than a minute.
Has it really been a minute?
Yeah.
Possibly.
remember watching films as deceptively
Slow, yeah.
slow.
Though that film...
No, deceptively... No,
Fast?
Deceptive. It's just in
Okay, yeah.
terms of time.
Now, that missile should be travelling a lot faster. He should not... It should be travelling at 1,000, 2,000 miles an hour. He shouldn't be able to catch it. Huh. This is the first time he phones her travelling into space on a death trip.
First.
Infinity War?
First.
Also, if that missile was meant to detonate in Manhattan, it could have just detonated there. Oh, it was meant to hit the building. Ah, fair.
Look, they launched a rocket into space. He should not be able to fall back down to Earth. There's no gravity.
It depends if the hole is... Ooh, actually, yeah, no, he shouldn't be able to. Because Earth's atmosphere technically should be rushing into there. But clearly it's not a... Ooh, that's cool.
And now it's not.
That's not how nuclear explosions work in space. And why does that happen?
Must have been being controlled by the Chitauri,
Maybe.
shit.
That nuclear explosions in space are not slow. Are not slow. They are very fast. They're over like that.
Was there any doubt he wasn't going to make it back?
No, but it's nice. It's a nice to have the threat.
Yeah, that's fair.
Son of a gun.
So, a lot of the rest of this film is improv.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, most of the film, I'd assume, is improv anyway. Like, they do a lot of improv anyway.
So, the shouting...
And there we go. We have Iron Man and Hulk, which is a combination we haven't seen yet.
Well, we have. You did. In the lab.
No, Hulk, not Banner.
Oh, right. That was improv.
What just happened? Please tell me nobody kissed me. What do you want? Alright, hey. Alright, good job, guys. Let's just not come in tomorrow. Take a day. You ever tried shawarma? There's a shawarma joint about 2 blocks.
See, this is funny for us, obviously, because we both lived in Israel before this film.
Oh, shawarma's very nice.
And we both knew what shawarma was.
Well, shawarma, here's the thing. Shawarma kebab, same thing. Oh. Oh, this is cool. There's some fun facts about the post-credit sequences.
There are, indeed. There are post-credit sequences, Joshua? Who knew?
Now, how did they all get up there? And how did he not notice beforehand? Don't answer. Don't ask. It's cool.
It is all the same to you. I'll have that drink now.
Now, that shot there, the entire film was filmed in a very weird aspect ratio for that shot. To have the big Hulk and small Natasha Romanoff in the same frame.
Of the group known as the Avengers has been to many a cause not only for us,
Someone's watching over us.
These are all real YouTube videos of, like, some of these are like real YouTube videos of...
Yeah, great. Oh, posters. That's cool.
There he is.
There he is.
It's been a while. He's a very, very late on this one.
He got the great one.
He did get a good one this one. Does anyone use muzzles anymore?
Yeah, still used in if you think people are going to spit or bite.
Wherever he is, and wherever any
That's the only reason they included that bank scene.
What?
Was that he saved her?
I mean, they didn't need it.
They didn't need it.
I'd say they've earned a leave of absence.
And the Tesseract?
Tesseract is where it belongs. Out of our reach. That's not your call. I didn't make it. I just didn't argue with the god that did. So you let him take it, and the war criminal Loki, who should be answering for his crime. Oh, I think he will be.
Huh, black eyes. It's a very different Space Stone animation than Thanos.
You understand what you've started?
Yes.
Letting the Avengers loose on this world. They're dangerous.
They surely
But that's fine because people don't remember the actual animation of.
It's true.
knows it. Was that the point of all this? A statement.
He's on his motorbike.
He is indeed.
So how does it work now? They've gone their separate ways. Some pretty extremely far. We get into a situation like this again, what happens then?
He'll come back.
You really sure about that?
I am.
Why?
Because we'll need them to.
Again, he's got this pager in his pocket.
Man with the pad. A rebuilt helicarrier.
Indeed.
Oh man, I'd love that.
All of the icons for the different characters down there, they each have their own room in the new Stark Tower, or as you'll see in a minute. There's not much Stark left on Stark Tower.
It's the Potts Tower.
It's the Potts Tower.
There we go.
Now, funny story about that. I've been waiting all film to tell you this story.
Go on.
Robert Downey Jr. wanted that A. They physically built that. Robert Downey Jr. wanted that A. Didn't get it. Production manager said, nope, we're not going to give it to you. Next Robert Downey Jr. birthday, present from the production manager.
Very nice.
Right.
How big is that A?
Big. Like wall size.
Nice.
Wow. Right, okay. This was your first rewatch. What did you think?
It's not my first rewatch.
Sorry. Your first rewatch since 2011.
12.
12.
Really good. Very, very happy with it. I think delving into how they mix the characters around, I think the rewrite was fantastic. I think they mixed and twinned it amazingly. And I remember before I watched this film, I thought, how are you going to get everyone to have the same amount of screen time, the right amount of development? I was like, man, could you get more than this? Yeah, they get more than this. But when I saw this, I was amazed. I didn't know you could pull this off.
No.
What about you?
I really like it. I think it's a fantastic film. It has so much potential from it. It's not just, this is an incredible film and it's got loads of, and it's good. It was a good baddie. It was good main cast, good supporting
cast. You say that,
cast.
actually. I think Loki is great. I think his motives were kind of crappy. I think he was a very generic baddie in this.
That's fair.
But I think he carries it because his character is good and he is a good actor for it.
Totally
but I think
fair.
his character was pretty bog standard if it had been anyone else. Anyway, go on.
I think the main cast was good. I think the supporting cast was good.
Yes.
I just think he did very, very well.
I think he did amazing.
He did one.
Now, why is he in this film? He being
the big purple raisin.
Yeah. Do you know why he's in this film?
Well, can I take a guess?
You can.
Well, because come Iron Man 1, they put Nick Fury in because they thought, oh well, we can get something more, and then they got a lot more money so they can make more films. the same with Avengers. I feel like they got to a point whereby they want to put a bit more in.
Oh, hang on. We're about to see the first glimpse of the man himself.
Ooh. The big purple raisin in the sky.
And this song is, by the way, Live to Rise by Soundgarden. It's a good song.
What I was saying about Thanos. Yeah, I feel like it's because they reached an end point that they wanted to get to, and they were planning for more. Is that it, or are there other things?
You got the theory down. You ain't got the reason.
Okay.
Reason? Joss Whedon likes Thanos. Joss Whedon went to Marvel and he was like, guys, we need Thanos in this. And they're like, alright. And his reaction was, what, really? Yeah, Joss Whedon loves Thanos, and so he brought him in.
They must have realised...
Oh, yeah, I bet they did. I bet that's why they said yes. But you know what? It was Whedon.
That was totally worth it.
Now, there's a second post-credit sequence, and just to get out of the way,
There is.
they go sit in a shawarma shop, and they're eating it. In it, Cap has grown a beard at that point. They had a prosthetic jaw on him. It was also shawarma sales in New York shot up after this film. They filmed this scene after the premiere of the film. The film had premiered. A couple of weeks later, they filmed something else to show for the real film. Crazy.
That's amazing.
It's also in it's like mockery reference to basically some kind of TV show. There was a really intense scene between two of the main cast, and afterwards they went out for a dinner, and all they did was just eat and take in the emotional that just went through, and that's what it's referenced to, because nothing else happens.
That's amazing.
Anyway, yeah, there you go. I'm in a good mood.
Okay, I think that we've got to go back to our list of films.
So I know where I'm putting this.
So I think I know where I'm putting this, but let's go back and let's recap the list of films. So we've got at the top at the moment Iron Man 1.
Correct.
Iron Man 1 currently top of the list. Best film that we think so far. We both enjoyed that film. Second place, current Captain America. There was a bit of an argument last week. There was a discussion. Discussion of the reasons why. And then
at the bottom of the list we have not bottom, not last but not least. Last but not least, we have Thor.
Which again
we said a lot about it. We said a lot about it. We got the Avengers. All right.
I'm pretty sure I know where you're putting it, and I'm pretty sure you know where I'm putting it.
Yeah, look, it's got to go in. There's one place for it to go in. For me, that is above Iron Man.
Yeah, it's number one.
It is above Iron Man.
Of the things we've watched so far, it's the most enjoyable. It's the most rewatchable. I think the only place it falters compared to the films we watched so far is the music. We didn't mention once about the music other than Alan Silvestri. I think that's the only place it might fall short.
I remember listening through the soundtrack and going, yeah, there's not a huge amount in it. Even the Avengers theme itself is not like super re-listenable. Not like I'm trying to remember the last film I saw with that. Actually, it's not many, so maybe that's not fair. I think it falters on a couple of places. I mentioned at the beginning some of its set pieces were too cliched for Marvel's liking.
So like the car scene,
the car scene, the helicopter crash. Then a couple of lines don't make sense, and we said like, wait, hang on, you have the stop, but you built a failsafe. Like, how does that?
Yeah.
Like, wait, what? Thankfully, it doesn't. Oh, and also Tony Stark's like, you put a tower with your name. I know where he's going to do it. It doesn't make sense, but. It doesn't take away from what he's got going.
It doesn't detract from the film at all.
It is. It's an eye twitch. You twitch your eye, you're like, and then you're back to the fun.
Yeah, I agree. I think that come the end of this film and come where we are now, it was a really good place to end Phase 1. Everyone was together.
Look at that name, Sixit Bunium. What a name. 3 O's. Oh right, there's a lot of names with long letters in them. Okay, I might have just been a little offensive there.
I think it did really, really well in terms of the fact that it was a good end stop to Phase 1.
It brought everything together. It capped it off, and it hints at more things to come. But it was a fantastic ride in and of itself.
Yeah.
It was action. It was funny. It had questions. It had answers. It had emotion. It had consequences. New York is not the same. Earth is not the same. Earth knows there's things. Coulson is dead for now. The Avengers are together. This film has consequences. It's not like baddie comes and we're done.
No, it had lasting consequences, and I think that's the thing they bring forward to Phase 2. films that have lasting consequences.
I mean, that's what comics are. Even if your comics have a reset button, because comics have a reset button, they have consequences to get to that reset button.
Do you think that's one of the keys to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, then? Do you think that is one of those things that is literally...
I remember reading that when Marvel were pitching this to Wall Street analysts, sort of like saying their plan, they said, we want to introduce these characters, then bring them together. They wanted to turn films into comic books. Or actually, the other way around. They wanted to bring comic books into films, and they have done that. They have done...
So do you think this is the point now where we can say they have officially made it in the comic book world?
Yeah. This film, the fact that it does so much better than all the other films, the fact that it brings everything together, this is the point where you can be, if you weren't sure, like, oh, our other films will be making like twice as much, 1.7 times as much. How do we feel about this? When you make 7 times as much, bringing together everything, you know you've got a franchise that's sticking around. Oh, and I forgot that. Recorded Abbey Road Studios, London, with the London Symphonic Orchestra. God damn it, wow. London Symphonic Orchestra at Abbey Road.
Amazing.
How's that for the British touch?
Namco
Look, Arc Quest.
Look, Gallagher, Namco Bandai Games. They literally licensed Gallagher for this film for a joke.
Oh, for the New York scene, they licensed. One guy went around and he got the license to the likeness, hoods, and appearance of all the buildings they wanted to use. Imagine that. Hi, we want to blow your building up in film. In film. This is New York after all. And here we go.
So Cap's not eating, he's actually covering his face as well.
He's got a fake jaw to cover his beard. Everyone is just...
There's also an A. Do you see the A in the corner for the Avengers?
Do you see that?
Yeah.
Everyone just doing nothing. Oh, I remember waiting for this and being like, well, I don't get it. And that's the point. You save the world, what do you do? Just eat shawarma.
So this was the first double cut end scene?
I don't think so, yeah.
And by accident?
Not by accident, but more like...
Not filmed as a double end scene?
They were like, you know what we need to do? Yeah, I like it. Cat's just covering his face. Oh, I got a beard. Amazing.
That was a great film. Any closing points? I would say, because I think we've basically said everything we want to say.
We've hit phase 1.
How have you found phase 1? Because we kind of just said that phase 1 has become the end of, and the point where we've said Marvel have made it. They are their own studios. They've been able to make good quality films. They are now a comic book franchise.
And also, remember, this was the last film that Paramount had a touch in. Mm-hmm. After this, they are free to roam.
So the question is, really, what's next? Have they become a film franchise, a film series that is known for collaboration between their films yet? Mm-hmm. Or does that need a little bit longer?
Oh, definitely. No, this film solidified it. You need one film and one good film, and that was it. I think in Marvel's position, their thing is, we need to go bigger and better, and that's the way forward. Now, a lot of people go bigger and better and fail because bigger starts becoming unbelievable, and we will have to see whether Marvel does bigger believably. That's what I'm most interested to see. Can Marvel take what you've got and expand it? Expand it emotionally, expand it set piece wise, expand it visually.
I think we'll have to find out next time. And not a spoiler for the next episode, but this might be the biggest jump / joint biggest jump we've ever done in a film between films.
We're skipping. We're going to skip a
couple,
at least one, maybe 2, maybe all of them. Maybe this is the last episode. Ooh. But
it's not the last episode, I promise.
From Joshua
and Joel, it was lovely sitting with you finally to watch.
Yeah.
Phase 1.
And you know what? On to phase 2. Put it there. 2. Boop. See you at the next one, folks. Bye 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 bye.
Why did Internet Explorer open? Oh god.
Oh, because I typed it to get Audacity over. It's also Edge. You're welcome.
Call me now.
Death is too easy for you.